Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. We are back. Still painting, still doing the damn thing. I'm just doing some airbrushing. Wow, look at that super choppy video. Well, we'll see how we do. A massive delay on that side. But hey, it is what it is, right? This is going to be more of a public hangout. So we'll see who would like to come in and hang out. Right now, it's just going to be us painting for a minute. We're just going to let things stabilize. It looks like our stream quality is down to okay. So who knows? We'll see what we get. Okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? Look at that, right on time. To get a little bit of airbrushing going here. And shortly, we'll open it up and have you guys see how it goes. So, yeah, right now, I'm just getting a little bit of a clear in here. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday night. Mine is going okay. Kids, I hope, are asleep. They were still awake when I left them upstairs with Mommy, but she said, hey, go ahead and go. So thank you, Mommy. And I guess I should probably turn on that comment, or I should leave it or take it off. That actually might be, I know the Twitch probably eating up some bandwidth, so I'll take that off. And yeah, let's turn off the YouTube from here, just so we get kind of a clear picture. Now, if you're going to be joining, I would hope that you're painting something, or and or have something reasonably interesting to discuss. That's kind of all I'm asking. We used to do a little bit more of like this type of stream in the past, and have people hop on, and they would hop on and like not talk about anything. So, hey, what's up, Tozer? Yeah, so we're gonna try again. I mean, I do want to do more like public style hangouts and that kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna I want to block, do a couple of color blocking things here before we open it up. Yeah, we'll just take it from there. And in the meantime, you guys can tell me what you're working on. And I don't know, we gotta figure out. So now I have this pretty cool undercoat going here. Wow, man, this is laggy. Let's see how we go. Not too, I guess it's not awful. It is what it is, right? Yeah. Eden, huh? Sweet. So I'm going to try to figure out the color scheme for this. So they are piggies. So we are going to need probably some like rosy colored skin color. So let's see what we got. And that's way too light. This might work fantastic. Let's see what we got. So this is rosy skin. This is probably going to spray really light, but that's okay. Remember my mantra for airbrushing: you shoot lighter than you want to be, and then shade down to that color. I'm wondering if I want this to be a glaze, or if I'm just going to go with like a standard thinned out color. I think we're not going to use a glaze right now. That could result in this looking a little bit powdery, but not terribly worried about it. I'm going to try it out on one of these bosses here. All right. So we're going to do that. If we like it, we're going to keep going. Like I said, we will open this up very shortly. I think Andrew was supposed to pop in, but I'll start spamming the people. Yeah, that's light. I can already tell. That's awful light. It's gonna need a little bit of a darker color to it, because that's like, I think I may actually have to add just a little touch of like a rusty color. Rusty. I was thinking of European Vacation when I said that. Rusty. Remember that he goes up to the Eiffel Tower and he has a stupid beret on that his dad made him wear. And he runs into the little French girls and they clown him. So sad. Everything is a movie reference with me, so. All right. That is a nice color. That might work. Let's see. There we go. It still looks a little too human, but we'll fix that. Good thing I'm doing it on the boss here, because he's like, hey, brother. Legit, brother. Whoa. So yeah, this is going to work out. It's actually kind of a nice color if I was just spraying regular human flesh. It's a little light for Piggy, but we'll make it work. Right? All right. Whoa. There we go. So once you start building it a little bit, it starts to take on the color that we were hoping for. Look at him go. Hey, brother, it's me, brother. All right. Okay, enough of this, right? He's dying to hop on here and go, oh my God, look at the thing. Here we go. So let me send out a couple of links. Forgot who said that they're up to be on. Who is up to be on? Okay. Let's just send it out to a few people. Why didn't that? There we go. This song's hot. Okay. Did Cameron say you want to be on? Okay, you want to go. It's not required. If nobody's painting, I'll just lock it down on me, I guess. People just. Okay. And Okay. Dude, why do I not have this track in my car? A dope freaking song. All right. Anyway. No. Okay, here you go. Okay, and here we go. Okay. All right. Best of luck to everyone. Okay. Okay. And if I didn't get you, let me know. I'll shoot you a link. Okay. Cameron's just going to shitpost. I'm down with that. It's a respectable plan, sir. Okay. And we'll see what happens. I mean, if the stream quality was not great, so going in. So this is very much an experiment. This boss guy, I keep thinking like, I know somebody. I know this person. Like, sadly, I've hung out with this person. And we'll see if Andrew shows up. Currently looking for Cobra transfer stickers for my Batman minis. Have you been painting? Or just talking that mess? Come on, man. Pixar, it didn't happen.
What? I gotta pull up my tablet.
Oh, hey, Congo. Oh,
Hello.
hi, Congo. Coming in? Can hear you.
Yeah? What?
Yeah.
I'm mumbling to myself.
It's my I'm sure you're coming in fine. My compressor's a little loud right now.
Oh, yeah. I
There
can
we
always
go.
switch to my
So what's up, man?
laptop.
What are you working on?
This. I don't know if you could see it.
Okay, cool. Little grill on a bike there, it looks like.
Yep. I'm gonna put this.
Whoa.
Turn down the volume. Click that button.
All right. I'll turn off the music here in a minute. I can't really hear you. And unfortunately, I can turn the music off, but I cannot turn off the compressor. We'll get that in a minute.
I'll put this over here.
We will turn off the echo too. There we go. God, so quiet. I only recently ordered Talia and Nisso, so nothing to show yet. Oh, so you're going with League of Shadows build.
Haha. I know that one. That's smart. I didn't have any alcohol tonight. I'm being good.
Jeebus. It's sorry, Mike. I may have to turn you up a bit.
Oh, let me do this.
Because I really can't hear.
Let me
Whoops.
scoot in real close. I would use my laptop, but it doesn't fit on my desk.
Shoot. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do.
I don't even know how to turn my camera off. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Whoops.
How come I can't? Ow. Wait. Turn up. Control? There we go. we turn that up.
Oh, okay.
Should be able to hear you. And I get a little bit of an echo going, but
That's where.
are you guys person that can hear that? Okay. Nice. I'm going organized crime, Cobra Commander, Red Hood, Baroness, Talia, Cobra Troopers. Okay, that's a decent list.
20
Jeez, hold on.
Poxwalkers for the Nurgle collection. And the Lady of... I want to look that up. My handy dandy tablet. Oops, wrong
I'm just
button.
wondering where this echo's coming from.
Could be my end. Let me check. Let me turn that down.
Sorry, guys. Just had to take a hit from the vape.
What's up, man?
It's all good. I was priming my Tyranids.
Damn, you are vaping.
Yeah. I got the starter kit, so I mean that means it comes with a vape juice, Righteous Brothers shirt.
Righteous Brothers. Hey, you getting an echo, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of an echo.
Shit, what is that?
Let me try something real quick.
I took a hit off the primer fuels, bro. Fumes.
Is it better
How
now?
did it?
Is what better?
Ah, it's not bad.
I don't know that
I'm
echo.
asking if the
Oh yeah, I don't hear
echo.
echo anymore.
I think I solved my problem.
Cool. All right. Cool.
All right, first time using an ink. Let's go. Let's see how this looks.
All right. I'm gonna do this then.
All right, I'm not gonna spill this.
So no. Okay. So we're just gonna. We'll just keep it on me because there's no painting cams.
Yeah, I haven't built my computer yet, so, and my laptop camera sucks. So.
No worries.
Whoops.
I could whip out the laptop if you want, Octave, but
No sweat, man. Don't worry about it.
alright.
I mean, I could rig up my tablet to do it.
Nah.
This camera is actually pretty good.
Hello?
Hello?
Yo.
This is the One Blade Wolf.
Yo.
9.
What's up, man?
Not much.
So what are you working on tonight? Are you not working on anything?
I have a bunch of convergence models that I have to get going on.
Alright.
Though
Telling
at the
words?
same time, I do have some of my Wrath of the King stuff.
Yay.
So I saw Andrew, you posted up all your
I did.
your event formally. Nice.
I got the advertisements going, dude.
I'll put it on my page, share it there, in case anybody any local who might be following my page, but not the half dozen groups that you're posting in. Sweet. So what's the, you want to tell us a little bit about the format of the tournament? Like, what is this going to look like?
All right, sweet.
Or
so
how do you see this going down?
It's going to be a standard Conquest of Kings. So
Okay.
basically, if I recall, you have like your core list, and then you can have a few different arrangements that you could like swap in and out. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
And then we're going to be doing a skirmish, just kind of to test the waters on how many players we have in the community and what type of points they're looking at. Because you know how some people might only have stuff from the starter box, and then skirmish would be really easy for them to get up to instead of battle, you know?
Right.
So I want to put it right in the middle, nothing too small, nothing too big. And then I did order some prize medals, and
Sweet.
there's gonna be like the standard Comic Quest entry fee and then prize pool thing. So I don't know what the entry fee is going to be. Like I don't know if Kelly never told me anything about that, so I'm gonna have to ask her.
Cameron thinks you were actually serious when you said you had to vape.
Oh wait, are you? Oh no, dude, I'm joking. But yeah, I should look at the numbers. Yeah, no, it's an inside joke, man. But yeah, I'm whipping out the nids. This actually,
you know what,
actually,
Cameron?
they look really good. That paint scheme you're telling me about.
What's that?
These
guys?
the standard primer. Oh yeah, that looks good too. But the nids where you use that like bone primer and then the blue ink, they're looking really tight.
Dope. Sweet. Glad that's working out.
Yeah. Oh, I need my rack. There we go.
Actually, Cameron, if you're interested, some of us have spare armies. If you want to come down and check it out.
I have 3, so I mean.
This is a spare army for me. I mean, I'm trying to get Nelson to play this that day so that Nelson can join us for the event. But I'm not sure how interested he really is. You know what I mean? I don't want to force him.
Yeah.
He did seem. I mean, last night he was asking us about it. He had a lot of questions about it. So.
Yeah, and the thing is, the sale's going on right now. So if he's gonna decide, it has to be soon.
Yep, get that sale going.
True. Also, Phil is probably gonna bring a spare Teknes army too, which is interesting. I'm not sure how that worked out, where me and Phil both have spare Teknes armies, but because I think Phil is gonna be playing Nasir.
Oh, that'd be dope.
That should be cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing. If I have to play, if I'm like the odd man, I'll play Garitzi. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I talked to Chris. He said he should be able to make it too, and he plays Garitzi.
Sweet. Yeah, I noticed Nasir and Garitzi really like a lot of people play that. I hope Cody can make it, so we'll have some Hadris.
I think the thing with Hadros, that's usually the thing that stops people from playing them, is they're unsure of how to play them properly.
Yeah, I mean it's a real tank-heavy army, so I mean it's if you don't know how to like kill people with them, then it's going to be really difficult because there's moments in the game where you have to just kill someone.
Yeah,
them off of an objective.
I mean, like, you're using your bubble warp type stuff in order to, set them up for a bigger batter attack that's going to happen. A whole bunch of thinking process stuff.
Yeah, I think I don't want to do a clock because it's our first tournament, but I'm thinking you don't need a clock for Rapid Kings, though. It's so quick.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Like, if it's tentative, I'll be there, but no promises.
Yeah,
hey, fair enough, man.
It's an hour away for Cam. Like, we're trying to figure out a day where we can play some war games in the near future.
Yeah. Well, we can have Cam come over here, come hang out.
But yeah, it's for the Hadros, it's all the resonate stuff that people are kind of unsure of.
Yeah, it's a really weird like mechanic that Hadros has. But I mean, I've seen people do a lot of I've seen Cody do a lot of work with the Shark Boys. Those guys are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh. Shark Boy.
The Shark Boy. And they're like $7 right now on the sale, which is ridiculous for a full unit.
Yeah. They're a defensive army, and so many people from other war games are so used to not playing the aggressive armies. It's like a true defensive playstyle is like kind of hard for people to wrap their heads around.
Mm-hmm.
Not if you played dwarves.
This is true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, most of my armies that I've played are either fast paced or, you know, you actually have to think about what you're doing. This is like the first time that I'm looking at 2 armies where it's like, do I really need to think, or do I just run in there and smash people?
Yeah, I think, well, in the series, you do kind of need to think, because if your opponent outpositions you,
Yeah.
you could be in a very bad way, because your Ashmen aren't going to be getting their attacks, or their, like, buffs.
That's why I ended up playing Circle for so long, in order to learn about positioning and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, Circle of Oberos was rad back in the days. I don't know how they turned out Mark III. I did play against them a little
They
bit.
are.
It's okay.
Okie dokie.
Like, I won't give them an A+.
Team Best Red is where Team Best Red's always been, and it still is, so.
I think the top tier stuff usually goes to, well, Coddor's still in the top tier runnings.
Yeah, Coddor's really good. Or, yeah, I'm running
Signar is typically regarded as best, because I'm going to be brutally honest, and this might not be the truth, but as somebody who's been playing for, I'd say conservatively 6 years now, so they really like their Signar.
Oh yeah, they do.
Tier.
Well, it's like their poster child.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't want to necessarily say that, but whatever.
Yeah, Cam does not like War Machine right now. He does not.
We don't talk about War Machine.
We don't talk about
So, what's going honky
Cam,
and friends? What's up, Adam?
I had a bad experience.
Oh, I don't like Iron Company.
Bad experience.
Cameron knows, and Octane. Everybody knows. Are you kidding me? Everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
Hate Iron Company. I made a video about me hating Iron Company. It has a lot of dislikes, because when you tell people the game is shit, they don't like it.
I actually tried it for like 2 times just in order to see if, you know, it was going to be terrible for me. It wasn't as bad as I thought that was going to be with the people that I was playing with.
Yeah, I feel like if you're just with your friends, it's okay. But if you're like, if we're talking about just the game system alone, right? The fact that it's a skirmish-based game that feels so slow means that they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Like, no skirmish-based
Yeah,
game
that's
should
a good
feel
point.
slow. You know?
You should feel that you're just going in there doing work and then that's it.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I felt really bad. Like, think of it this way. If they had to nerf tough for Mark III, why did they make it basically tough incarnate from Mark III?
Yeah.
It's
Although,
like,
I will say, I've seen some
Maybe they
tough
did it to appease the fans of Tough.
maybe, I don't know.
Maybe the people that were, like, fapping hard to the Tough were like, what am I going to do now? And then they're like, Circle of Iron.
Troll players a bone.
Yeah. Well, I played Trolls for my first, like, Iron Company game. I was like, this shit sucks. I was like, this is terrible.
They basically took away Troll's thing, didn't they? Because they're the ones that were like, everything is tough. But in Iron
you're able
Company,
to tough twice.
Everything is tough.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't like that game.
You can tough.
I don't like it.
Can you be tougher than tough?
Yeah, doubly tough.
Wait.
I want to see what Crucible Guard is going to be like. I don't even know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Crucible Guard, they're rocket men. They're rocket men. So I wanna get them, and I'm going to make a Kim Jong Un.
Oh,
sweet.
Very nice. Yeah, Jose needs to hop on the Wrath of Kings train, though. Like, oh boy.
Yeah, Jose hop.
No, Jose needs to play Mark III. Sounds like.
I'm hopping on the Wrath of Kings train.
Mark III.
It's funny how one model's hairstyle was like the deciding factor what I chose. I was like,
Yeah, sometimes Mark III does people dirty.
You might, but you see, you might think we were going to stop, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep talking about Mark III now.
I mean, I guess I could put up some of the Wrath of Kings models I've already done so far.
Yeah. Go back to Wrath of Kings. Oh, Andrew,
Sweet.
this is a question since you play in this year and you're the Legion guy.
Yeah.
Do the Shadow Veils have the Pelagarth like subtext or whatever?
Let me check. I have the cards up right now.
I'm just wondering.
No, I need to paint the models and I have to stop buying more. What? So you're talking about
Wow.
Batman, Jose?
Technically, like based off of what I'm seeing, I want to say no. I don't think they're Pelagarth because like you could see from the Pelagarth brutes, it's like right under their name. Yeah, and this one's a specialist, so.
Yeah, so this is the Ironcracker that I've done so far.
Oh, shoot.
I can't
Hold
see
on.
it.
I'm going to turn off the stop presenting.
No worries.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
Okay.
Oh, is that Shieldbreaker?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that thing's sick. I love that model and like its rules. It's so good.
Nice.
Yeah. With its battle engine. Let's see what else do I have. I have this dude.
Oh, the Alpha? Nice.
Alpha.
The Alpha.
Yeah.
Of course, I went Egyptian style with most of their stuff. Then this is like one of the regular boys.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the skirmishers are pretty cool models.
Although the thing is, with each one of these, I painted them at different times. So when I first started doing it, like painting like the two-player starter box, I did hand, and then like the grunts are actually more spray painted than the other ones. And then I went over to the Seer. This dude.
Oh, with the oh man, the Rancor. I can't pronounce his name.
Wrathgore?
Yeah, Wrathgore.
The Wrathgore.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Rancor, but I'm like, that's Star Wars.
Yeah, giant bull.
Yeah, the reason why like I don't think the Shadow Veils are Pelagarths because it would be broken if you can group activate.
Oh no, I just figured because
yeah,
they look like them, I was gonna ask. So.
Then I have this dude.
Oh,
he's gonna show
up. Longhorn?
Yeah, Longhorn.
Longhorns are pretty sweet.
I think the last one here. This is the color scheme for the regular guys.
Well, Ashman.
Yeah, the Ashman. I went with a blue and orange scheme.
Noise.
Cool. Little New York Knicks action there.
A little bit of it.
So Jose, are you saying you're just sticking with Batman until you're done painting it? What it mean?
That is all that I have for now in the world of Wrath of Kings.
Sweet.
Nice. But Jose, it's a sale.
Do it, Jose. I'm buying stuff. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm buying stuff.
Oh, if you're playing this year, you need Alana Heska for your action.
I need a what?
So good. Alana Heska. She's
she's sold
character
out.
leader. Oh, she's sold out.
Yeah, she sold out like day one. That was the first box to go.
My goodness.
They took that box and left.
She is so good because like even if your opponent tries to outmaneuver you and like place 3 guys on an Ashman, like if that Ashman kills one guy, he can kill like all of them. They just like burst into a shatter of ice. It's so cool.
That's probably why she sold out.
Yeah, she makes Ashman like ridiculous.
Gonna avoid buying new minis until I finish all the minis I currently have, which is Batman and Guild Ball.
Oh, trust me, that will never happen, Hoser. I felt the same way that you did, and then stuff happened.
So,
Yeah.
who here was on that Black Friday stream where we all bought KDM and actually bought it?
Kingdom
I-
Death.
Oh, I was.
You were working.
I
yeah,
was
you were working.
Yeah.
Darn. Okay.
I kept my finger away from the buy button on that one.
All right.
Alright. So, I'm gonna bounce. Andrew, do you mind if I bounce ideas off of you what to buy next?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm buying the starter kit
Okay.
for Nasir, not the
Okay.
2-player thing, the
So the
single.
one with like a full unit of Ashman, full Pelagarth.
full 12, and then like 2 of the leaders.
Yeah, and it comes with the Longhorn and
Longhorn
Wrathor.
and Wrathor, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
those are good models. I like. Oh, go for it.
And then I was buying character box 3 with the character Great Wing.
Oh, the
I don't remember his name.
Azeroth
And-
Greatwing and the little girl, the
Yes.
sub specialist. Oh yeah, those guys are
That-
chill too.
And then the Shadowvale box because of the ponytail.
Yeah. Okay. This is. Are you asking like what to purchase next or what I recommend?
What to do, and then what from that besides ponytail grill to drop.
Depending on like, I'm not gonna tell you to break the bank, but I really like Fellhammers a lot because
Okay.
they're just sacrificial missiles, and I feel like you could send 2 of them into like a unit and they just do work. But if you want to run like Dragon Ball Z inspired stuff, you can run Fellhammers and the Unmasked, and have the 2 Fellhammers go base to base with the Unmasked, and you can have them like make her attack more, because that's one of the rules. It's like if you're in a combat with multiple people, you can have guys give up their attacks to force your leader or another model to attack more.
Okay.
So the Unmasked has something called Precision, where she can perform an attack after. Wait, let me see. When this model performs an attack after all rerolls are made, it may adjust the result of 2 dice rolls up or down by 1, and she has critical blow, which means you're critting on a 9 and a 10.
Mm-hmm.
So she can really do work. Like, she's extremely easy to crit on. Because of Precision, that means you're critting on anything 8 up. So he has 2 melee attacks as it is, and then first time this turn this model is engaged, it will make a will check. On a success, place this model anywhere within 3 inches. So you could send this person into the combat, have her like teleport behind the guy that you charge, and like stab their leader. She's ridiculous. Like, if you want just a straight fun unit killer, like 100% balls to the wall unit, you go Fellhammers and the Unmasked. So good.
Yep.
I like that unit a lot.
Okay.
And then Great Horn and Blind Hakar. Those are just my favorite units like in this year. So
Okay.
I'm a little biased when it comes to that. But let me tell you why the Blind Hakar is like broken. So Vengeance Strike. This model can only be this melee attack can only be selected if engaged with one other enemy. Enemies with a size 3 or smaller base hit by this attack are killed. Period.
Oh.
Killed. So if you have 5 wounds, like say you're facing a Shadras Amik, which is another like really good specialist. He's for Nasir. And the more damage he takes, the stronger he gets. So if you just want to kill that guy outright before he can go like berserk, he's a size 3. If you hit him once, he's dead. That includes like any enemy leader and stuff like that. And then another cool thing that she has is guard dog. So once per turn, if an enemy becomes engaged with this model, that enemy suffers 1 dice melee attack. So you could kill people before they even like engage you. It's ridiculous. And she has riposte, so each time this model is missed by a melee attack and not killed, you may do a melee attack against that enemy. So it's like, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't type of thing. So ridiculously good. And the thing is, you might be saying like, well, it's only 1 dice, but she has the duelist special ability, which means you're rolling 2 dice, dropping a dice that you don't like. So the chances of you hitting are really high on that vengeful strike of just outright like coup de grace a leader or a specialist. She's really good. I like the blind Hakar a lot.
Mhm.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and she's also 2/2, so that means like if somehow they get through the riposte, the guard dog, and all that, they still have to either crit her or get 2 wounds on her to do 1 damage, and she has 2 health. So ridiculously good bottle.
Kind of feel bad for the Pelgarth brutes though.
They're cool.
They're such a nice idea, but yet at the same time you have to like have a small squad of them and then have like your main guys take care of everything else.
Yeah, it's I feel like in a big game you can make them work, but in like a skirmish or something like that, it's kind of really hard to make them do
Anything like worthwhile.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, they're cool in concept, but
I mean, like, I understand their purpose, especially if you have those situations where you want to get someone off of, like, a point where they're getting too close to your leader who's, like, their objective to take care of. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna yoink this guy away from our leader.
yeah, I could also see them being like, if someone gets a little, they forget to place their leader behind enemy lines, like maybe they place their leader on the sides of the unit so that they have like a good group activate. You
Yeah.
could like take a Pelagriff brute and just like pull that leader out and then just destroy them. So I mean, I see their uses, but they're a very specific tool for a very specific job. So I mean,
Yep.
it's all situational. But if you want like just a hammer that you could take to anything, the Great Horn's like ridiculously strong. So good. I love the Great Horn.
That's why I looked at him and was like, yeah, he needs to be in.
Yeah. I think that's all I can recommend for, like, from me personally, what I would take or get from this sale. Yeah.
I do say the Wrathhorn's fun.
Oh yeah, he's good. I think if you only had to buy 1 model though, Blind Hakar.
Yeah.
Hands down, Blind Hakar. Let's see.
Blind Hakar. Where the hell's...
I need to finish off these nids. I took a break.
Do it.
Nids?
Yeah, I'm
Tyranids?
the Tyranids, man. I'm a dirty normie. I play GW. But I don't vape.
The hell?
Oh yeah, not alone. I probably should be painting stuff from that game, but
because like I'm painting 10 gaunts and I'm already like, shoot. Only 50 more to go.
they have you now, Andrew. You can't leave. One of us.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, Tyranids are what got me into miniatures games. So like, I'm not upset about buying them again. It's just like, I still have my Blood Angels and Tau Army actually that I didn't sell off.
I still have my orcs. I literally have 9 old kill cans.
Oh dang!
Before they made the change to plastic.
Yeah. If I meet someone with the old school dreadnoughts, I like have mad respect because those things are made out of lead. Oh my god! And then you could dreadnought people.
That reminds me. Oh, there's this guy.
I used to have those.
That used to play at a GW store. GW store's like an hour and a half, 2 hours away. And I'd go up there on the weekend and I'd play. And he ran Crimson Fist, but his whole army was the Rogue Trader minis.
Oh. Okay.
The lead ones. So he had 2 of the freaking lead dreadnoughts.
That's tight.
and he had two little like camera like pelican cases for him because if he would put them in anything else, they'd turn into a wrecking ball.
Oh, yeah. Greenleaf Terrain, you know me too well, man. Yes, I am
Yep,
a dirty,
you're
dirty
GW
GW
honky.
junkie. Oh yeah,
You had to use the word honky in that sentence, so
yeah.
I only own.
from the Jeffersons.
Actually, I can't say that I only own orcs. I do have a Space Wolf like startup, and then I had stopped completely before I actually made them into a full-on army. I have the
Yeah.
dudes. I don't have the Razorbacks or any sort of vehicle.
Oh, so you just have the infantry,
Yes.
but still, I mean, a lot of Space Marines are good for basically any army.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I honestly like 8th edition a lot. I think they cleaned up their act recently.
After they got someone that actually has a brain in order to function stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I just like Duncan's videos.
Oh man, those other two books, I just ugh. I just wanted to like find the person and say, "Where's my money? Give me my money back."
I remember when that guy burnt his army because of Finecast. Like he straight up melted entire like what was it, tombs or like it was for fantasy. Like he
God.
I thought he
straight
did
up
that
melted,
for
like,
Age of Sigmar.
yeah, for Age of Sigmar. He and Finecast. I think the one was for Finecast, and another guy did Age of Sigmar. Like they straight up burnt their army, like thousands of dollars worth of like minis and like
Oh,
hours of their
Jesus.
time. They lit it on fire, posted it on the internet.
Oh wow.
That was really knee jerk.
Yeah, I don't know
Is it
why.
sad that I would have actually watched that?
No, I watched that.
I watched it.
I
Was
watched
this the dark elf army that the guy burned?
Oh
I
wow.
can't. Yeah, a lot of people
Mhm.
hopped on the burning their army train for some reason.
I was sitting there. I was like, nobody said you couldn't play your game anymore. They just said they're not going to support it anymore.
Yeah, or you could. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was
I mean-
just like an outlash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. How many out of print games do I have?
I mean, Finecast was not really the greatest thing in the world.
It was really bad.
I considered it a late decision, personally.
It kind of was.
So they got wise later, and then used fire. But I'm a hater,
Who
so
cleanse it?
take that for what that's worth.
I have three
She'll
three
be
armies that I
cleansing
know
fire.
of, or no, three game systems that I know of in my house that are no longer supported. But I kept them. I didn't go burn out my fucking.
Well, you could use it as D&D.
The burning
modes,
was
like,
just
all things.
dramatics.
Like D&D or other RP games. Like you could just use those. Like I don't understand why you just burn
Just sell them.
Yeah, just tell them somebody.
Whatever.
Else
Like your return would be really bad, like
Like
terrible.
Usher said, you gotta let it burn.
It would
your
be
return would be
more
bad.
than burning them.
Your return
Yeah.
would
Be
be bad
greater
unless you waited
than
till.
the burn cost.
Your return would be bad unless you waited a couple years, because then they started going, we're no longer making these models, and then they put rules for those models in the fucking books.
Yeah. I bet you that guy was probably like shit.
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he made a bad decision going in. He made a bad one going out. I don't know. Same thing. Same to me.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, Octave's just like, damn, Andrew, you could have taken that Tyrion
Yep.
money and bought like
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But would it be satisfying? But to sell your stuff?
Well,
or burning.
I don't know.
I think.
Burning? I don't know. I guess I was, by the time I quit GW, I didn't have any, there was no like, there was
Anger.
no emotional
Animosity.
investment in it. It was, okay, I'm done with this.
I'm
Let's
tired
go
of playing
like
this
play
game.
good
I
games
want new
now.
toys.
Yeah. People want to buy it. Go ahead, enjoy it. Cool. And not a big deal.
Like, I'm proud of
Speaking
you
of
for
game
getting into
systems
it.
no longer supported, Octave, I have your reign sitting on my desk, so
Sweet. Yeah, I don't know. I could see I could see that guy like being in the hobby store and like trying to be super super tough guy. Like, yeah, all right, fuck Age of Sigmar, right? So what I did was I took my 4,000 point army and I burnt it and I put it on YouTube and I'm a fucking baller.
It's like
And
a
I'd be like,
no
you're
one
a
said you couldn't
fucking
play anymore.
dumbass. Yeah. So you felt swole for like 30 minutes afterwards, but you're a fucking dumbass. Like, sell your shit, you fucking idiot. That's what I would say. That's just me. I get it. Like, when Malifaux changed over to 2.0, when we were pissed, we were visibly, Jake was visibly upset about it, and he used to look at his trunk full of minis and go, "What the hell are we even doing?" But like, he sold his shit. I sold my stuff. It was great. It was not I didn't have to like film a video. It's not like GW is gonna go, "Oh my God, what did we do? This guy burnt his army." You know what I mean? They're not like sitting in their office
sucks
like
for him.
crying. Oh, good. So when we go, to Congo's point, they're probably watching that shit going, "Oh, that's even better because we'll go to a
He's gonna
second
come
edition
back."
of Age of Shadows and he's gonna come back and have to buy it all over again." Like they're probably fucking clapping when people do that.
Or he could have.
I mean, I know I would be.
Because
Yeah, if I was them, that would be like a proud fucking moment for me, man.
Yeah.
I would be like, that's like it. Like if like one of my dreams in life is I want to write a book that gets burned en masse. That's I want to write a book that makes most of its money from people burning it publicly.
Oh, because they want
That
to buy
is
it.
what
I see.
yeah, that would be my ultimate dream. Would be write a book that pisses people off so bad that they have to buy it in mass and burn it in public.
And then
That
it
would be,
becomes more notorious by the one person that actually likes it.
Like, no, I'm not kidding. Like, I might actually cry tears of joy. Like, that would be probably the proudest moment in my life if I ever did that.
and if the guy hung on
Like,
to it,
the people just pick it up and don't even read a word of it, and they're just so offended. But they saw it on fucking Dr. Phil or something, and he told them to go burn it. That, you don't understand. Like, that evokes emotion in me. That would make me so proud.
Now what you
if
need
that
to
actually
do
happened.
is take this book outside.
Yeah.
Burn it.
Yeah.
You need to take this book, this hateful, evil book, take it outside. I'm going to grab my wife by the hand. We're going to walk around the studio, and then we're going to burn it. That would be the best moment. Like,
Is it sad that I would watch that episode?
yeah,
as I was saying,
I
like,
would
he
tape that shit.
It's like, you see that? That's my book right there.
That's my book. I'd show my sons. I would show my boys. I'd be like, yes,
That's my book.
there you go.
It's like, why are you proud of this? Because
One day, I'll tell you when you're older. Just gotta give him that one.
But
Is I doctor yet? No, I'm not doctor yet. Really, I'm solemn.
if you hung on to his stuff, though, I think a couple months after they canned the game, said, "Oh, we're not supporting it anymore." The community project came out. The what is it? 9th Age. Yeah.
Now, it kind of brings up a good, interesting question, though. Like, if a game manufacturer, and it's already happened to many of us, but like the game manufacturer ruin your favorite game. They come out with a new edition of it.
Okay.
Like, can you think of any physical thing that you could do as a player of that game to actually enact immediate change? Like, is there actually anything you can do at that point? Like, short of being a playtester and like being involved in the alpha and beta and swaying them that way. Once the game is out, once it's already out, and they, the company puts its foot down and says, "This is the one we're going to officially support." Can you think of any instances where players have done where they've said no, not acceptable, and they basically changed the outcome?
I wouldn't say.
Homebrew?
I
That's the
wouldn't
only
say.
time.
But
I wouldn't say whole change, but maybe kind of nudged the ship a little bit.
because homebrew,
Because
homebrew isn't quite what I'm getting at, because homebrew is you didn't change the manufacturer, you just took a chunk of the community and said we're going to do this.
Okay,
It doesn't
fair.
actually affect the manufacturer.
Yeah, fair enough.
okay,
Well, like if you're just like a normal dude, like you have no like what are we in
do
this?
you mean the
Yeah.
community as a whole, or just
You're just a
individual?
regular consumer, like
Well,
this game version came out and you hate it. You want the
somebody had to.
manufacturer to pay attention to you and to possibly make some sort of change, have you having direct influence on them.
As one person, it's really
I don't
difficult.
know. Well, somebody had to start the whole thing that I guess made GW change captains, I guess you could say. Because obviously
But
somebody's not staying.
it was their profits. There wasn't a community movement
There was, yeah.
Yeah,
to
as one
do
person,
anything.
it's like
They
impossible.
looked at the shareholders and saying we're losing profitability, and that was the driving force, right? I don't know. It's an interesting question.
Well, I
As
think the
one
first
person,
one of
person
it's
the
to get
impossible.
pissed off on the board was the game changer.
yeah, but I mean that's almost like there's so many other things. I still have an echo going on.
I
Somebody
would say
has
an
a
individual probably has an effect on a smaller growing game than something that's established.
mhm.
But I'm trying to think of anything where
Well, why don't we use like
Yep.
something that's going right now in the community, Relic Knights. We're gonna talk about that. I'm bringing it
Yeah.
up.
Okay, true.
Do it.
Relic Knights 2.0. A lot of people did not
Mhm.
like that, and they took to Facebook. They,
Mhm.
it started like 100+ comment thing, like on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It
that's an example of like something going on right now.
So, what did they
That's true.
not 100% like about the new thing? Because I didn't bother to look at, the new rules and all that.
They were mostly upset about the lack of delivery and the considered to be the empty promises on behalf of the team that said we're going to have things shipped and we're going all their updates. It was more about that, and then them sort of diagnosing the community as sick or dead.
Yeah,
And
and they said like, "Oh,
I remember this post.
this is
I
a
remember.
selling
I had to think.
post, not a Relic Knights post anymore." You know?
Yeah.
And so
I
like they
remember
said like,
that
"Oh,
post.
this community is no longer about the game. It's about can I sell my army?"
Mm-hmm.
I'll never
type
sell
of
my
deal.
Relic Knights army. I had too much fun playing.
They're too pretty.
I sell my Relic Knight shit all the time, and
Well,
I
you
love the
sell all
game.
your shit all the time.
I know it's all for sale. Because it'll all come back. It's not a
Everything
big
has
deal.
a price.
Yeah. Um. No. Well, like I think about two of the biggest examples of maybe not just an individual, but community saying, okay, we've had enough of the manufacturer doing something. And the biggest example is Blood Bowl, and the community basically, GW abandons Blood Bowl, and the
For
community's like, nope,
years.
we're not done. Yeah, and the community runs Blood Bowl. They run Blood
Mm-hmm.
Bowl another a good 15 to 18 years.
Yep.
Run Blood Bowl. To the point where GW would get upset about it. Where like I used to play Blood Bowl religiously, specifically when GW was not supporting it. And I used to go into GWs and play Blood Bowl, and it would just make the managers super mad.
They could get over
Because
it.
it's like, this is a GW product. You can't kick me out of your store.
Yeah, because they sold
for
it
playing one
online
of your
till about
products in
5
the
years
store.
ago. Well, it's back now. But
Yeah, and but the managers would get really upset about that because it's like, well, you're not playing Lord of the Rings, and you're not playing, some other bullshit. And that was one of those cases where, okay, then GWs, they start to see their profits are dropping over their market share, and they start to look at the skirmish model, and they're like, oh God, we had this Blood Bowl game for fucking years, and the community has taken care of it. Like they've been updating our game after we let it go, and so they pick up the torch again. This is where I was kind of disappointed a bit. It was like, I think the community at that point should have put their foot down and said, no, fuck you, we're going to continue to play Blood Bowl. We're not buying your stupid minis.
They pretty much should have, because truth be told, it was like, if the community is willing to take care of a game that they decide to neglect for a certain period of time, don't put your foot back into there and be like, hey guys, we're changing up. It's like, no, get out of here.
It was disappointing for me to see, because it was like, a lot of people that played Blood Bowl with, and I understand both sides of the argument. Okay, it has gone back to becoming an officially supported game, and so from the standpoint of a player, you're saying, oh well, at least I can find other people to play now, right? It's at least my community will grow because GW put models back on the shelf. And I get that. There's, and you're going to want to, you want to play more people. You want to be involved. But at the same time, for me, like, I couldn't really stomach that. Like, that's not okay. And not only did they come back and pick up the game, but they also axed a bunch of things that the community had put together and were, very mature, developed things. Like a lot of those season Living Rulebook 5 teams and later are good teams, and they've had, years of meta and playtesting and everything, and plenty of fans. Like I have a Slan team, completely useless if I'm playing quote unquote official Blood Bowl. It's like,
that's sad.
if I play with veteran players, a lot of them say, oh, no, it's cool, go ahead and play your Slan team, because they've been around long enough. But veteran players know what a Slan team is. If I were to go into a GW today playing Blood Bowl and I break out my Slan team, they're going to go, oh, no, you're not playing Blood Bowl. That's not our official, those aren't our official rules. So I don't know. I understand where the fans, a lot of fans were like, I don't really care about principle. I'm just going to go ahead and, jump back into it. I get that. I can't really fault them for that. They want to play their game. I get it. It's a little disappointing. It would have been nice if, if, especially the NAF, it would have been nice if the NAF said, no, we're keeping our rules. We're not, and some NAF tournaments, I think, are still allowing, LRB5 teams. Some of the NAF events, they're still considered an official NAF team that you can bring to their tournaments. So that's good. I mean, at least some people are like, no, we're keeping our shit.
Team, were they in the old Blood Bowl?
The Slan? No.
Yeah.
They weren't brought in until LRB5, which
so
was
a
right about the breaking point.
Team. Okay.
They were actually the Slan, the original rules were developed by Jervis Johnson. Like they're not
foreign.
No, but I mean, like,
they're
back when
they're not
Blood Bowl was
100% fan driven.
Well, I mean, it's
GW let go of Blood Bowl at their what they're calling the third edition, or LR, before LRB3. They dropped it at that point, and so I think the newest teams, if you're talking from there, the newest teams were High Elves, and then now post LRB3 teams on like Nurgle and Khorne, because the main driving force was, oh, we already have models for these, so does it make sense for us not to sell that?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Placebo Pete says Blood Bowl and Epic Armageddon. The community carried those torches for ages. Yep.
Oh, what did Cam say? Let me see. You got a couple comments.
Oh,
what did
yeah.
Miss Lol? Real talk, they run their company poorly. Which
I think
one?
he's talking about
GW
Ninja
or-
Division.
Oh, okay. What do you think about that?
I think
Andy?
that was back at the that they run their company poorly. I think that, wow, I'm the official ninja, so I got to be careful here.
Oh wait, okay, never mind.
What I
retract
say.
it.
No,
How do you
I'll comment
feel?
on it though. I don't care. I will say that they're passionate about the projects themselves. I think there's realistic line of sight on shit that can go wrong, or they move into a lot of territory that that other miniature companies don't, and it's like their best worst feature.
Mhm.
Jeez, my echo's still coming in, but that's okay. Like when Relic Knights was a thing, when they were developing Relic Knights with CMON, they were looking at means of mass production and PVC production and they were actually one of the if you think about it, they were one of the very first miniature games Kickstarters.
Yeah.
What was so crazy about Relic Knights, they didn't understand how hard it would actually be to produce and launch a line of miniatures through Kickstarter. They didn't understand how long it would take. They didn't understand the production processes, and also they didn't they may not have fully been aware of how Cool Mini operates and how and what they wanted to do with the particular game. So I know I'm coming up, it sounds like a lot of excuses, but it is true. Like, yeah, my criticism is that they're so eager to promise things that gets them in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like their kicks, for example, SDE Legends, which is a year behind.
Yeah, it is.
That game was they had a stupid Kickstarter that the Kickstarter happened what was that, like spring 2016,
Yes.
right? This Kickstarter happened then, or like early spring 2016, and the delivery date was something stupid like 2017
Mm-hmm.
or like December 2017. And I looked at that delivery date and laughed, and I'm like, okay, so why do they want people to hate them? I'm like, we all know that's not, anybody who's backed a Kickstarter of that size knows, one, you're going to face a delay. Two, they know that when you hit a Kickstarter that breaks $500,000 and it's a 9-month timeline, like, you're a fucking idiot if you don't move that goalpost.
Oh yeah.
Like, you have to understand, your guy, like, success is a bad thing in that case because you've doubled the amount of things you have to produce.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most Kickstarters, you hit $500,000, you've doubled that amount. Meanwhile, you have Cool Mini on the other side of the equation, and Cool Mini has broken $1 million on a number of projects, right?
Yep.
And they've done it so many times, and they have such clear line of sight of how to produce it that they can actually move up their fulfillment times. Like, Rising Sun's coming out like a whole quarter before it's supposed to come out. Because Cool Mini understands their production process that well. And the other thing is Cool Mini works on projects that are a lot safer.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to continue with the single piece molded plastic minis. We're going to continue with the same vendors that we worked with. Whereas Ninja Division's like, oh, we're going to work with Palladium. And you find out Palladium's a fuck up when it comes to like Robotech RPG. Like, they're a fucking awful company.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Palladium is straight up, what the fuck is the matter with them? So you have partnerships like that Ninja Division is like, they're on the phone with those guys. That Kickstarter goes sour. Then they missed the boat on AVP. AVP turns out to, like, AVP turned around and said, oh shit, we could turn around and make a better product for half the price. And they did the right thing. Like, they said, okay, edition that's half the price but better quality. which was crazy. But that's another one like Ninja Division jumped on late for that. So I agree. The issue right now is I have 3 open Kickstarters with Ninja Division, and that's not, you shouldn't have, with the same company. You shouldn't have 3 open.
Yeah.
It's like they're fucking spamming in it. It's like, calm the fuck down. Fulfill on one of these before you blow your wad again. You know what I mean? Just a lot of shit in there. Anyway, and I love you, John, but you know what I'm like. We talked about this. You know what we're saying. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like,
a lot of comments.
What you're saying is pretty much true. I mean, and the funny part about it is that, like, one of my friends decided to back Legends, and he, thank goodness for like him being who he is, because he's a patient man. So, like, for him, it's like no big deal. I mean, he recently, not too long ago, got his Kingdom Death stuff, so that was like another situation too.
Oh God, yeah, Matt's still waiting on his Kingdom Death. I think you have to be emotionally prepared to do kicks. Like, there needs to be a class for people that are like, I'm gonna start backing Kickstarters for board games and miniature and video games is a whole other. But like, somebody needs to sit you down and go, okay, see that money that you're going to have as a pledge, right? And then say, okay, I'm going to pledge $150 on a game. What you should do is take $150, have them put it on the table, and pick it up and walk away. And go, okay, there's your first lesson in Kickstarter. Like, consider that money thrown in the fucking fire. Like, you will not see that again. And, by the time the game does get here, expect to not be very interested in it.
Yeah.
And then you have this whole excitement. It's like, oh my God, I got this big box. Oh, it's so great. I get this big box, and you open it up and you basically gasm all over the box. Because I like to be graphic because it's fucking late at night. But, you open your shit and you post it on Instagram and you put it on YouTube. Oh my God, it's so great. And then like 14, 15 months later, you're like, how much of that did I actually make it through? And would it have been more valuable or better value for me to have just waited for that shit to hit retail and just buy it retail and handle a smaller subset of the miniatures in the game and then play it that way? Now, there are people that are just completionists or collectors and that kind of thing. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
There's like, they've backed like 24 Kickstarters and haven't cracked a damn box. And they don't care. They're happy though. The part that I don't understand it personally, but they're happy being able to say, oh, I got that Kickstarter exclusive, and never even having like cracked open the package. Yeah, that they derive some sort of happiness from that. And I don't really know.
I mean, there's like, Kickstarters out there that, sometimes I kick myself for not getting a hold of them like way beforehand. Like, Wrath of Kings. Honestly, it felt like the simplest game possible when I actually got the 2-player game. And I was like, why did I not pay attention to this when it was on Kickstarter?
Yeah. I'm going to read Kevin's comment because it's my favorite. I have this fantasy that I'll eventually assemble and paint up my squats and field them as Astra Militarum. GW store can't kick me out. I used to do that with my squat army. I used them as Alpha Legion cultists in 4th edition, and I had an entire case of squats, and I would show up with my Alpha Legion, and you have these Chaos Space Marines, and you're like, well, what do you use for cultists? And I have all these squats, and the managers used to come out and take pictures of it. They would come and take pictures of my squats running with Chaos Space Marines, and they're like, that's dumb, why are you running them with Chaos Space Marines? And I'm like, bitch, tell me how I'm supposed to field these days. And they just yeah, but they, to Kevin's point, they can't kick you out. GW product, and you're playing a legal game. Like, you can't do anything about it. Let's see. Cameron says, that's exactly what happened when our Ninja All-Star box got here. At the start, it would look so cool when we got it, and I was like, what's this? Whatever. Right, got there, you've forgotten about how interested you were in the game. And so you're like, oh, cool, I get to open a bunch of packaging. Like, that is fun. Fucking box and like pulling the little pieces out of it is super fun. But for me, it's a little like I actually get a little intimidated by it because I'm already thinking about, okay, how do I start painting this?
Yeah.
What is it?
But squat a lot.
Yeah.
But that's like there needs to be some sort of formal training for people. Like, here's how you survive backing a Kickstarter that explains all this shit. Like, throw your money in the fire. Consider the game to be not interesting when it gets there. Like,
Step 1, throw it in the fire.
Yeah. Think about how interested you're gonna be. Consider that you can whine and scream and cry at the creator, but ultimately it doesn't really do you anything except it makes you feel a little bit better about yourself and your poor decision. Like that's.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like brutally honest here. I'm
gotta be
not a fan of backing Kickstarters.
Yep.
And if I feel bad about missing a limited ed model, I'll just go to eBay. And like at the end of the day, you're gonna get the army you want. You're gonna get the limited ed model you want for either the exact same price,
eBay,
or a little bit cheaper. And that's the sad truth about it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, supporting people and making their dreams come true is like, yeah, okay, go for it. But I mean, if you aren't ready for like what may or may not happen, then just don't do it, which is what I do. I just would rather not. And then if I really want that model, I'll take it to eBay. Like for that limited ed, because there's those people out there that buy Kickstarters just to sell the limited eds on eBay.
Yep.
And so like, even though you're paying maybe $20 more for that model, like you didn't have to go through all the heartbreak.
No.
I like Lee Chessie's comment.
What did you say?
An hour later, we're back to burning things for gratification purposes. Because that's my comment about taking the person's money and burning it.
Yeah, but I mean,
and saying that's what you're doing.
I play Joker Crew, baby. So I mean, like, I like to watch the world burn.
My Kickstarter
and
so
Jose
far
says,
has been pretty good.
he says he's yet to be disappointed. I think it's because you have a healthy expectation of what you have a healthy understanding of what a Kickstarter really is. Like, I've had people that are fairly green in the hobby that come up to me and say, hey, what do you think about this Kickstarter? And then they'll show me this thing from from Poland or whatever with these really, really cool 3D renders and a video with I don't know why I'm picking on Polish, but like Stanislav gets on there and he's like, oh, beautiful game. We're going to make it for you for $5.40. And
just like
it will be done in 23rd August, right? And it's July. And they're so excited about it. And you're like, okay, do you have a minute? Can you sit down for a minute? Can we talk?
So there's a guy that's just sitting over a box and pooping out mayonnaise. Basically.
I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. Sorry to Stanislav and his... You are making beautiful mini, sir. We get it. Yeah. $5.40. I agree. But that's... there's a lot of rough waters to navigate when you talk Kickstarter and backing Kickstarter. And it's a shame that we don't, as the veteran guys, we don't do enough to kind of prepare
the newbies,
people getting into the hobby, because it's a huge expectation. Like, oh my God, I'm getting these minis and they're going to be so cheap and they're going to get here on time and everything's going to be fantastic. And I'm going to throw, $300, $400, $500 on it because Slav told me, man, 23rd August, it's going to be here.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I feel like it's really wishful thinking. And the thing is, a lot of people will do it just because that's what they want to do. Like, there are people out there, you could tell them all this advice, all this forewarning, and they'd be like, no, man, it's going to be great.
Sure.
Because that's just
Oh
how
yeah,
they feel
no,
at the moment.
don't get me wrong. They're still gonna do it. Like it, but at least you gave them an opportunity to go. Okay, look, I've backed a dozen Kickstarters, and here's how it typically goes down. There's still a lot of good companies out there that fulfill Kickstarters in timely manner and take care of their customers. For me, Frontline Gaming has always, anything that they put out has been quality. Anything Frontline or Table War puts out as a Kickstarter is worth a back because you're going to get it at a good deal and you're going to get it when they actually tell you you're going to get it. It's one of the very few companies that does that. But like, for example, when I first started even considered backing a miniatures game Kickstarter, one of the guys I know, he was telling me, this poor kid, he's like, oh, I made $13,000 this year working jobs, and I've spent $11,000 of that on Kickstarter.
Oh no!
No!
Oh my!
And one of the Kickstarters he backed was Dwarven Forge, right? And Dwarven Forge makes a fucking great product. They make a phenomenally good product, right? And he went in something like $1,000 into.
He went in deeper than a Navy SEAL.
He went in, yeah. He went in, he went in late night, proud deep, and he got in there, and then a year and a half, almost 2 years later, I ran into him again, and he's like, "Oh, my Dwarven Forge stuff got here, and it, basically had to be delivered on a pallet to his house."
No.
And because it was a good 300 pounds worth of stuff, because Dwarven Forge shit is heavy, and he had a box with him, and he showed me, like, he pulled out all this stuff, and yeah, it's fucking mind blowing. You're looking at it like, oh my god, this is a whole, like, we can make a whole dungeon, and he's like, yeah, this is, he said, this is like an eighth of what I have, and it was a box like bigger than my table. Wow. And it was just filled with corridors and walls and doors and all this stuff. Like, dude, that's crazy. That's, and he's like, yeah, I got it for a really, really good value because I have a whole pallet of it. I'm like, okay, what are you going to do with it? It's like, well, I'm actually looking at breaking it up and selling it because it's way too much and I'll never get around to building it all. And frankly, I play D&D and I'll never get around to using it all. If I actually want to find something, it's going to take me a good half a day to go through a whole pallet's worth of shit to make the dungeon I want to build. So basically, he got what he wanted, and that was the bad news.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's the problem. It's like, oh god, it sounds so good in theory, and I'm just gonna, and it's like I was saying last time, like the last time we had like a conversation feed. I'm like, it sounds so good in theory. I'm gonna play this Warhammer 40K, and I'm gonna paint it this way, and like Wargamers, like, it's like we have a poor grasp of reality, like how, like the actual logistics of, oh, I'm gonna do this and this and this. But when you actually sit down and go, okay, how long is that gonna take me? How much is it gonna cost me? What could go wrong during this process? Like we thought, right? We spent like a week and a half thinking of what fucking army we're gonna play. We know what color scheme it's supposed to be when it gets here. We know what we're gonna tell our friends. We know how fucking baller we're gonna sound, but we hadn't thought the important shit through. Like we hadn't like, okay, how do you store it? Mm-hmm. How are you gonna, when you paint it? How are you gonna stage it? When you, what are you gonna do if you can't find people to play it with? Like, we don't think that part of it through because it sounds so goddamn good. Like, it sounds so good when we're looking at that Kickstarter page or whatever, and we just,
Octave,
damn you, Stanislav.
Let me put this in real life scenarios.
What?
You go to Thailand. You go to Thailand.
Oh God!
Woo! It's only 10.
We know where this story going,
You
man.
go to
We know where this story
Thailand.
going.
Wait. Greenleaf, save me.
Collective Kickstarter.
Please help poor hockey in your local community. Donate to the Hockey Collective Kickstarter now. All right, guys. Let me be real. This is the late night stream. I'm gonna be real. You go to Thailand.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn.
I'm sorry, children.
Damn. As soon as you hop off the plane, and then you go to the docks, and people just start grabbing your hand, leading you into these shops.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Certain apps. This is real. I'm not even joking.
I know.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
It's
Terrible.
This is Kickstarters for gamers. Because they're like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. There's no way I'm going to catch a disease or this person might be a man. But yeah.
No way.
There's
go
no
to
way.
Thailand.
And then
all
you walk
pretty
out.
girls who dick and named Frank.
And then you walk out. And you're like, why was I the one who was taking in the ass?
And for that ice pack. You're like, where do I find an ice pack in this fucking country?
And
Like,
why
what
did
the hell?
I pay them? And that's the thing.
Why?
You go out and you're like, why did I pay them?
It's so true.
My
funny
Kickstarter
because it's
experience
real.
has been pretty tame.
Oh man, it's so true. Sad part
do
is,
understand.
I don't think that I've ever had a game where I just looked at it and said, "Why did I buy this on Kickstarter?" I don't think that I have yet.
I think Relic Knights was the really, I guess you could say, quote unquote big thing that I did. But I didn't really even get that much stuff. I did like the basic pledge and I didn't add anything to it.
Exactly.
Oh no, I
Like,
went big. I went balls deep into that one. But that was because
I'm talking about the one that just
Like,
happened.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
yeah, I went yeah. I went
I
for
did the
man.
basic
I went
pledge and then I grabbed the Kingdom Death collab mini. And that's about it.
yeah. Like I went to the back of the eyeballs. Like that's how far, dude. Like I went in. You don't understand. But I did that because it's like, okay, this money's gonna be gone for a long time. But
Yeah.
I've worked enough with their resin minis, and I even sort of reconciled this idea of, you know what? If it's only say me and Mark and Andrew playing it, I'm still gonna be happy with my like my investment is still worth it. But yeah, there are people on that Kickstarter that went balls deep, and they're like, "Where's my stuff?" I'm like, "Have you not
been paying attention?"
Yeah, like it's gonna be a while.
Their initial, I think, delivery date, it only got pushed back a month so far right now, right? I mean, it's probably going to get pushed back again. But...
No, it's
March.
I thought it was initially
the
March.
original promise was that they would have the 2-player core set available at Gen Con this year. That was the original promise.
Oh.
So that's how far behind we are.
See, that's how far I've been paying attention to the emails.
And then part of it too is, here's the part I will actually cite them on, because I understand, like, Deke, the rules developer, got really sick this year. He nearly died. I get that. Okay, I don't want to take anything away from that. But let's be real. They brought fucking Justin in, and he was in to redesign SDE, but they had him working on Arcade 2.0. And the reason why I know that is because there was a beta version or an alpha version that was published that was basically written in Justinese. Like I have enough experience with Justin at Weird and all this stuff that I'm like, that's his fucking mechanic, and it's a stupid mechanic. It was a dumb mechanic when they put it in Malifaux. It's dumb when they put it in here. Like we have years of playtesting to say it's still a dumb mechanic, dude. Let it go. But that's what I will fault them on. Like, don't start fucking the soup with somebody that was not supposed to be there in the first place. Like, don't do that. If you want him to go in and work on SDE, and that's what you hired him for, like, stick to that plan. saw what happened when they gave the RPG guy control of the Malifaux main game. It did not work out that well, and they had to walk back a lot of his changes, and then redo the game essentially.
Yeah.
But let's see. Oh my God, Andrew, that is the best analogy to Kickstarters. The best fucking analogy to Kickstarter. I forgot to add that.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Biggest
with Kickstarters.
Oh, sorry.
With Kickstarters, I did Relic Knights. The Minotaurs one, I think it might actually be ahead of schedule because they're talking about delivery dates. Originally it's April, but now they're saying March.
Oh, cool.
But and they
Is that
changed
for-
the sculpts for the female Minotaur. She looks more bigger
Is that-
and mean. What?
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, but
I was
other
gonna
than
ask,
that-
like, is there a lot of pieces involved in that Kickstarter, or are we just talking
no.
like?
There was maybe 20, and that's stretching it.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
they're Minotaurs and they're big, so I was like,
Yeah. So it's like that would be like backing something from Impact, like Impact Minis. They do Kickstarters, or our friend Atomico Press, he does Kickstarters, or Wild in the Streets. Like they put out
Wild in
small
the
sets.
Streets,
These
I
are
wanna
little
get that
independent
game.
guys.
Mhm.
And they're little independent guys, and they're they can control their operation to a point. They're not offering like $500,000 reward,
Exactly.
unlocks that they have to fulfill on suddenly. So those Kickstarters are pretty safe too. Like that's actually a bit of good advice too. It's like if you see something small and they're either local to you or you've seen that they've done a number of successful Kickstarters, then that's actually pretty safe money there.
yeah.
You
But other than that, and I mean, I backed a few comics and I got them, and then I have another one on the way, comics. But other than that, and Luxumbra, which is apparently shipped already. Well, to North America, they said they were sending those out, and so it should be in Arsenal at some point, I guess. Other than that, and I only got one bust from them. That's it. I was like, I was surprised how I handled myself because normally with like minis, I'm like, I want this and this and this and this, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Because I want to go back to the Minotaurs.
Yeah.
They had like, I want to say, liberally like 20 miniatures. I only put in enough for 6.
Okay. I will actually comment on my own what I just said about local guys though, because there is a local guy that I backed that has not fulfilled his Kickstarter, and he's painfully late, and he's a friend of mine, but I don't even like. I'm like, okay, it's not Wild in the Streets. It's not, but yeah, I'm like, dude. But okay, but full disclosure, I knew that was going to happen too. So it's like, well, okay, I know that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think I've
Come
only
crying later.
I've only done 3 Kickstarters in total,
I've done none.
It wasn't Kevin.
which was Ninja All Star. Then I ended up backing Blood and Plunder, the second run through of it, because I wanted to get like the Native American group for pirate historical battle. And then
They got a lot of
last
Blood and
one-
Plunder at CQ.
Yeah, they do. And then the last one is obviously Relic Knights, because I kind of wanted the newer stuff that they were coming out with, but I wasn't gonna go and like full on spend every last dime possible in order to get everything known on the list.
I don't think I bought anything in that Kickstarter that was Wave 3. I was like, I can wait to actually buy it retail. Yeah, I'm not getting
I mean,
the Kickstarter
there
price
was
where it's like $3 less or something. I'm like, I can wait.
Yeah. There was like one item that I was eyeballing, and that was like the speed circuit police officer robot looking thing.
Oh, that
Oh,
thing,
okay.
Is it the little quad leg thing?
Yeah, that was the only thing that I was looking at that I was like, I kind of want it, but I'm not gonna push myself in order to get it. Because here's my mentality on like super large character pieces. People making you spend so much money on the super large character pieces that in most cases the meta goes in the way of we're going to teach you how to get rid of this super large character piece so that you never have to see it on the board ever again.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
It's true.
And that is the reason why, with my Convergence, I did not buy the big Convergence model piece until one person was like, yeah, I'm not playing Convergence anymore. I do have, like, the giant conversion bot. Do you want it for, like, $40? I'm like, sold.
Well, see, yeah, that's the thing is with
And the thing with Convergence too, with like War Machine, is everybody else is going to get new toys.
Yeah.
Exactly. Convergence isn't.
So it's like
The other thing too with the big piece, like even if it's not, we're not talking like miniature games, but if you're talking board games, right? Like the other day I was looking at that that Shadows of Brimstone, the Japanese expansion, and like one of the big differentiators was you get this giant fucking dragon.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's really cool. But then you have to think about it from playing the board game. It's like you get this really cool piece and there's all that. But from a playing perspective, that's probably an epic level monster. Like you're not going to be able to put it on the board very often.
No.
So you almost like treat it like, okay, I'm getting the piece as more of a display piece. And then on very special occasions, I'll have enough people
It's like your
to be able to put it out there.
Well, not your
Yeah,
Titan,
exactly.
but
Exactly,
It's like a
yeah.
Titan.
But yeah, a lot of the times most people don't really see that and they see, oh, well, this is going to be the end-all be-all of the game. And then next thing you know, once they actually put it on the board, it's like on the board for like 2 turns and then it disappears.
That's one of the reasons I didn't back Joan as much as I want to. I'm like, I'm never going to play with any of these pieces except for like what's in Rules Basic Light.
Mm-hmm.
So
It was the reason why I didn't. It was the reason why I didn't back Pantheon. Like, I like the idea of it, but man, some of the bigger pieces that they were like, yeah, you could put it on the field and it's gonna do like great things. It's like, yeah, but a person's gonna look at that thing and say, yeah, kill Cerberus right now.
I'm just gonna wait for
nice piece, bruh, and then they just blow it up.
Yep.
Yeah, like I remember when the big guys came out, like their War Machine. Oh god, I'm bringing it back to that. It was like, oh yeah, just bring Gorman DeWolf and like a pistol wraith.
Good night, Cameron.
Yeah, good night, goodbye, Cam.
Good thing he's leaving, so you can talk War Machine again.
I was gonna do it anyway.
To bring it back to the machine. Oh man, that used to be my favorite game.
The War Machine. Yeah, you want to know something? I actually enjoyed Mark II as much as everyone was like, Mark II was terrible. It's like, no, Mark II was a lot more fair than Mark III.
Yeah, I think Mark III, it's okay. It's just, it's kind of dumb in some points.
Yeah, because honestly, my circle can't do the same work that it did in Mark II.
I was going to say I like Mark III, but I might be slightly biased because, I play a certain red team.
Yeah,
the certain red team that raffle stomps on people.
Yeah, I played Kador too, which is kind of why I'm like, it's all right.
It's all right. You nerfed the Mad Dog spam? Oh, okay. I'm just gonna bring. I don't know. I mean, I never did Mad Dog spam, but like they'll nerf something, and then it's like, oh, but Kador is so loaded. Oh, here's another broken list.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how many people here in San Diego will just play Kador, and that's it?
I'm not surprised.
There's like, if I'm like remembering it correctly, I think there's about a total of 14 players between Game Empire and At Ease that play Kador, like religiously.
Kador, bro.
And I'm just like,
Russians, bro.
You vape, bro? No, you vape, brother.
Oh,
Exactly.
You vape. Yes.
Glorious vaping.
righteous
Glory to
brother.
vape. Yes.
Righteous brother, do you vape?
Now we only give the pass to one person because his stuff actually got stolen out of
What?
his car.
Oh
Like
snap!
all of his CODOR stuff because they
Oh.
looked at the bags
Ah.
and thought that, something else valuable was in there. So his
Okay, I was
entire
like, who
army
steals like mini art?
was gone. So basically, people in our community in Southern California were like, yeah, I have a spare piece of this, or I have one that isn't built. So basically, we
Mhm.
ended up putting his army back together. And when he ended up, like the last tournament that we went to, it was a bombard Khador army that no one could penetrate through. And I was like, well, I'm glad that we helped him out.
Yeah, well,
Eh,
you can't really blame him. You have to blame the community on that one because they all
Yeah.
came from bombards, obviously.
You got to think when someone's miniatures escape, like when they get stolen.
hmm
I always think if that it's not another like gamer. I always think it's like somebody that was hoping it's a gun collection. Like
Oh,
they were
yeah.
gonna do some really fucking heinous crime,
Yeah, that's what
and
usually
you know,
You
happens.
got plastic
like
toys.
Stanislav's cousin is like, oh, we're going to commit horrible acts, and then and then they break into the fucking car, and then they open it. Oh, this is has, and it's like heavy because there's all this metal in there. Like,
Yeah.
oh, must be assault rifle, and they pop that fucking big thing open, and they're like, oh, how do I sell small men? Like, how? What are they doing with it?
I think they just throw it in the
What?
trash.
How?
I think so because they know that they can't put
The
that thing on
Dio memes
eBay
just
because
played in my
someone's
head
like,
when you were going.
it
Well,
is.
they don't even know what to call it. They're like, what the fuck is
You
this?
think it's
Yeah.
gun, but it was me, Dio.
Dio, Dio, get
I'm
out of
selling-
here!
They try to sell it to like the other gun runners. Like, who wants collection of strange robot man?
This
I
one
have-
has funny head. I like this one. I keep this one.
And it's probably happened like 2 or 3 times in like
Oh,
the
it's-
same underworld community. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
they learned to stop. They learned to stop breaking into cars at ease. Like, oh, that terrible place. You think it's gun, but no.
What's funny is I find it
I
interesting.
don't know why they're all Slavic, but
Well,
So
sometimes
true.
people will just like, it's almost as if they're doing garage finds. They're like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, this
Mhm.
Honda Civic looks nice. I'm gonna break into the trunk and see if I find a laptop. Like,
Pretty much.
it's just like that's
And
how it is. And then they find like tiny toys and they're like, the fuck, who paid $2 for this? And it's like a 5,000 point tiered army, and they're like, fuck this, I'm throwing it in the trash.
I want to see that happen in like an episode of like Narcos or something. You know,
Oh,
They're like
gosh.
these like the Mexican drug runners are like, they need more weapons for their for their group, and then they break into a car in San Diego and they find like Blade Wolf's minis. They're like, what?
I
It's
just
Wolf.
prob-
It's fancy Wolf with blade.
I just probably
Sell
like
it.
mourn the loss of my stuff and say, well,
You would be
I
the
guess
most
that's
fucking
it.
famous guy. Like if they actually filmed it and they needed to use your minis for that scene, you could be like, oh yeah, as seen on fucking Narcos, man.
Yeah,
Then you have a way cooler story than that dude that burned his army.
that's
Like
true.
that
Pretty
guy's
much.
still talking about burning his fucking army, and you're like,
Probably.
no, bitch.
My shit got stolen.
Narcos.
What if there's some
Fucking
secret?
Pablo Escobar wanted my shit, man. Like that guy shuts the hell up at that point. He doesn't have a story anymore. Oh, I
True.
burned my dark. No, fuck you. Pablo Escobar
What if there's like an
broke into my car.
underground minis trading ring?
It probably is.
Probably.
There
Like, I
probably
wouldn't
is,
put it-
yeah.
Like
I
they
wouldn't
just
put it past some people.
Like
I
it's some
mean-
dark alley. There's the classic movie drug dealer, but he opens up his jacket, it's like blisters.
or like he pops the trunk
That was
and it's just cases.
that
of,
was
like,
Stanislav's fallback plan. When his Kickstarter didn't fund,
Oh,
he was just gonna run illegal miniatures.
yes?
Fine. You don't
Or
like
it's like-
product, okay.
It's like he's walking. You walk to like the dark alley of like the docks, or not the dark
You
alley.
know,
You go to
you're
the
walking
docks.
into the dark alley. You know, you're like scratching your neck. Your head's kind of like.
Yeah.
Hey man, I got these nids.
Hey, bro, you got those
Want some
guns?
nids?
You got those
this
guns?
nits, man.
Two for
Got
20.
this, got
Two
this
for
nits.
20.
Come on, man, I gotta offload these things.
Come on, baby.
You know
How
how
else am
heavy
I
these
gonna
things
vape?
are?
Yeah,
How else am I gonna vape along with these nids?
getting paid.
I can't vape without my nids, man.
Come on, 2 for 20. I will even throw a box of Skittles for you. It's like Jesus.
What?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't know enough about vaping to know why it's so damn expensive. Why is it so expensive? Like,
I want to know
there's
why
all
it's
this
popular.
Yeah, there's like all these accessories and shit for vaping.
And then there's like the situation of like, oh no, I accidentally burned the thing because I didn't put enough cotton in. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
is this a science project now? What's
Yeah,
going
it
on
basically
here?
is. It's like you're buying this instrument in which there's batteries, coils, cotton, and like a bunch of random shit. That's like, and people are like, yeah, I put stronger coils, bro. So like I get a bigger hit.
I tricked out my
I-
vape, bro.
Well, no, that's
I-
the thing is like people will be like, yeah, this one has stronger coils, so like it's stronger. Like your vape juice gets hit like more bullets.
I just feel like either Thomas Edison or even what's his name are just
Nicholas
scratching
Tesla?
their head. Yeah, they're just scratching their heads like. So this is what we ended up working for. For people
They're
to make
also
vape
Slavic.
machines?
Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure if Tesla was.
I don't know. I think
I don't
Tesla
know if he was
was.
born
Tesla
here or
was
if he was
Slavic.
an immigrant. I don't know.
I think it was an immigrant.
Nikolai Tesla? Yeah, he was an immigrant, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
From whatever.
it's been so long.
You hear that, YouTube? You're getting a history lesson.
It's
Sit
like
on
this-
down.
History
long
lesson.
past
One
patient.
time, while floating in a rock in space, there's this guy named Octave. He really hates GW. End of story.
End of story. And one of his friends plays GW.
And his friend named Andrew plays GW, and he throws dynamite at Octave in a cave.
Yeah. Basically,
True story.
True story.
yeah.
Oh,
Tesla was
man.
Russian. Thank you, Jose.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
See, somebody pay attention in class.
Yeah. Usually, like Tory Ling or somebody will look it up and he'll send me a link. Like, no, I'm not gonna stop and read the link, man. Just tell me. Just tell me. We're just doing a damn thing.
But yeah, like I never understood the whole hype about like the vape stuff, and it. I don't know.
It's like the
maybe
fidget
I'm
spinners.
old.
It's just a fad that's sticking around a little bit longer.
Maybe I'm old. Maybe that's why I gotta chalk it up to.
I have a
And now,
manager
what's
at
worse,
one of my
vaping,
jobs who
or the
vapes.
vapes, or the
Or no,
fidget
used to.
spinners? Like, what's worse?
Well, the fidget spinners almost died off. So
It's
Yeah,
almost gone.
and plus the fidget spinners is more like a. You could do it at home and no one would care because it's in the comfort of your own home.
Oh, you
Well,
could like be
vaping-
a closet fidget spinner.
Basically.
I don't
You
want to
could be a
sound
closet
coming off
vaper.
like I don't necessarily hate the vape like item itself. It's the people that use it. Because they always like blow those stupid-
that's legit right there. Yeah.
They blow
Yeah,
these
that's what we make
freaking
fun of.
clouds in your face, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not cigarettes, but stop blowing that shit in my
It's
face.
like common courtesy, person, please.
No, but it's the community that we like to rag on. Like, don't get me wrong. If you vape, like, keep on keeping on with it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
fucking
your-
own it.
That's
It's
your
cool.
thing. It's
Or-
just, you know,
Yeah.
some of us would prefer if you point your mouth the other way when you're blowing your smoke.
Donating to a hockey in your local community with your donation. These hockey's the word of honor.
The honk farm.
Oh gosh.
Elm.
Oh lordy.
Honky is a great word, though. I will say it was awesome.
It's probably
Jesus.
without any context of the word, it's probably like the dumbest word.
Yeah, without the
But when you put it in
context.
context, it's great.
Oh lord. But yeah, I mean, I noticed that. Okay, because here's how things usually get screwed up in the vaping world. Considering that us as you know, painters and miniature builders, the bottles that they use are the same exact bottles that we use for our paints. So of course, whenever you end up asking a
Hey, I don't know
person
about
when you
you
see
guys.
the bottles, hey,
As
do
I'm
you
sticking
paint?
my paint bottles in the drawer, I don't use bottles.
But like, you know what I mean? Like
No,
the bottles look exactly the same. And I made the mistake one time asking the person, "Oh, do you paint?" It's like, "No, I use
vape.
like the vape machine." I'm like, "What the hell is that?" It's like, "You don't know about vaping?" It's like, "No, do I need to?" It's, I don't know. It's just one of those deals where it's like it happened, and obviously I was probably asleep when this phenomenon happened. I probably Rip Van Winkled myself or something.
Oh, hey Nelson.
I'm like way over here. Oh, hey, what's up, Nelson?
You know, so
Righteous, bruh. Let me
You
vape,
should have
bruh.
been on the stream
See?
earlier, Nelson, because I had a business proposition for you.
Whoa.
oh
This is
man.
a
Vape, bro.
joke, but
You missed Stanislav's many promises, Nelson. He's still making promises.
He missed
Oh
Tyler.
man, I'm going to have miniature men's sex at you. That's right.
We don't have many miniature ladies, but we have many miniature men. It have to do.
Miniature men's. We broke into 4 cars that afternoon.
Oh,
Found
we broke into 4 cars, able to assemble ultramarine army.
Damn
You
it,
buy it?
Stanislav. Oh boy. I do love the Stanislav though. Each drink cost me $6.44.
Oh man. We're not terrible people. We just have bad humor.
You know what? While I'm on the website,
It was
I wanna look at
super
more Kings of
expensive without the
or
coupon.
Wrath of. I said Kings of War. No, Wrath of Kings. Totally. That's the game I want to talk.
Wrath
I
of
want to
Kings.
look
Sorry.
at. Let's see.
You're
Look at
gonna
the
buy
other
more
stuff.
Wrath of Kings?
Oh, I remember what I was going to tell Nelson. Nelson, you're going to play Wrath of Kings, okay? Okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to buy Hadros, and you're limited to only characters that have tentacles.
Oh. Gotta do 'em
I don't
like
understand how that's a prop. Like, what does he get out of that?
It's not
I mean,
really a
the
punishment.
Hadros army is cool.
Yeah.
He gets it because he's going to turn into tentacle.
I mean, he probably would be the person that would run 2 of the Hadros or Sun Cavalier boxes. Like 2 of those things.
Because then
Oh, I
all
bet
your
you
minis
Mark
will
would
have
run that.
tentacles.
Oh yeah, Mark would definitely run something like that.
Or more serious there, I would paint them
What
like
the hell?
Cthulhu.
Well, see, the thing is, like, there's kind of no reason not to get into Wrath of Kings right now because it's just so cheap.
It's cheap.
Yeah, Andrew, help me convince them. It has to be Hadros, though.
Like,
Dirty
well,
pop.
the thing is, if you say, like, let's say 2 months from now, you're like, oh yeah, shit, I like Wrath of Kings, the community's growing, like, I'll start an army, and then you're like, fuck, I could have got one for like $100.
Yeah.
See, that's why I was like, I didn't think about it. I was just like, yeah, Shohan, they have Chinaman, I'm doing it.
I was like, yeah. I just turned my brain off for about 30
You know,
seconds.
this was one of the best Kickstarter experiences I had. It was still like 6 to 9 months late. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't happy about that, but the sheer value stuff I got, and and really ending up liking the game, it was a win overall. Like when I first saw the Kickstarter video for this game, I laughed so hard. I thought it was the dumbest game that they were ever going to make, right? Because they had the worst marketing for it. Like they had that guy, the movie trailer guy, essentially talking about Wrath of Kings. So he's like, in a land called Arcania, and you can hear him like he did sound like the guy fucking vaping, and it just sounded so bruh. And I was like, okay. I did a little math, and I was like, okay, so if I have this many minis, and I know I can paint these faster than other people, I can sell an army a month, right? And if I throw $200 in and sell an army a month for twice that, I'll have $1,000. I'll make $1,000 back in the Kickstarter, right? And so idea going in, and I'm like, cool, $200, let's just invest it, and then by the time Arcania and that bullshit shows up, I'll paint it and sell it. And so it came in, and I painted. And then I painted a Shalehan army. I said, I'm going to keep Shalehan just in case I like it. So, and then we started to play it, and I was like, oh shit, this is actually a good game. Oh shit.
And see, that's the reason why I say that I kind of felt bad that I didn't jump into this one. I felt bad that I didn't jump into Arena Rex.
But now is a good time to jump into it because, like, dude, $7,000.
Those are like Kickstarter prices, though, man.
Yeah,
that's like ridiculously good. I'm like,
I think when I listed off the Andrews, like $30.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like I got basically one of everything for Shao except like the ladies. For
you don't like the ladies?
I got it for about $100. I got like one of everything.
Nice.
It was ridiculous. I was like, so I just turned my brain off for about 45 seconds, enough to the point where I ordered it under Octave's account and not mine.
So you never have to see it.
So like that's the thing. It's like it was just such a good deal. A Chinaman can't pass up a good deal.
Chinaman. That was killing me last night.
It is a nice army.
It is.
The other night when I forgot what it was exactly. Oh, what's it? Oh, hey, what's up, Matt? Cool Mini or not, Black Friday prices were amazing. Yeah, but the cool thing, the Wrath of Kings sale is still going on.
Yep.
It is.
It's still going
wild,
on, dude.
It's still running wild.
Wait. Did I already shade this one? I did.
Shoot. Why did I have to actually look at the... I should have turned my eyes off. Just ended up looking at the Iron Lotus box, and I was like,
good.
Balls.
They're good. That's the thing. That's the one unit I didn't get. Is the one...
No.
The ladies.
Because I wanted to run all Celestials, and I was like, I won't need these.
Oh, but those are the Disco Ladies, though.
I know.
I'm kind of tempted to get some Hadron stuff. That big octopus looks neat. Painted up like Cthulhu.
See, my problem is that I have an Oni addiction.
I do.
So
the
is like
ones
Oni
don't do it for me.
Central. But Shalhan is so Oni Central, and yet at the same time I'm trying to stop myself from even like looking at them.
Well, I mean, we are bringing tournaments back. Like, there's one on December 17th, so...
Them Shilhan Chinamen. Keep throwing yourselves at the enemy. They're more where you come from.
So true, though. That's how much.
Pretty much.
4 of them.
Pretty much.
I'm running like, a bunch of Chinamen.
We'll never run out.
It's like, welcome to the jungle.
How come?
Here we go.
The one thing that baffles my mind is Shao Han. How come they didn't have The guy in Big Trouble in Little China.
No.
Pan?
Yeah, Lopan.
Or
For a
And the
second, I thought you were
Thunders?
talking about the Russell.
They literally should have had a character that looked like
if they had a Kurt
Lopan.
Russell special character, that would be pretty awesome.
That would. That's
What
what
are
they
you
need in
doing
Zombie
here?
Side. They need a Kurt Russell. I would, if they were to launch a Kickstarter right now, I would, and they had a Kurt Russell lookalike, I would.
Bring me the girl with the eyes of jade. I freaking love Lopan.
Lopan. Mr. David Lopan. I love how they have those like G.I. Joe conversations about him. You mean the David Lopan? Who owns half of Chinatown?
But yeah, I mean, Lopan's character was amazing. The sad part
What
is
about
they
Egg Shen?
don't have any models for him, like actual. You know, I think the only thing that they have is a pop vinyl of Lopan.
Of Lopan?
Right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. There is no like actual. I think the closest model I've seen to David Lopan is from Eldorado, from the Immortal starter set.
Okay.
The officer that you get looks a lot like Lopan.
Mm-hmm.
And I painted mine to kind of look like Lopan. You never could beat me, Egg. Egg Shen was dope.
Yes.
6 demon bag? What's in a 6 demon bag? We in fire, all that kind of thing.
Alright, let's see. My total order will be $42.
Oh, so
Place order.
so
now.
Nelson's his autocorrect has the same weird word mine does. Like he was trying to say, when are you doing your Power Ranger Court of Owls? But his autocorrect, because we have the same phone, says yippee. Like my phone says yippee and joist instead of like just. And when you try to say should, it's skulls.
What?
Like, well, I don't play 40K.
Not
It,
any
our,
What
like,
weirdness is going on with
autocorrect
your
is
phone?
weird. Yeah, yippee. Apparently, it thinks yippee is a word that we're going to use often.
Surprised.
People who buy that cell phone must be saying yippee a lot.
You just have to start to worry when it starts saying yatta. Then you're just like, hey, phone. Really?
Yatta. Isn't Corvus doing a chibi Lopan because of Lopan noodles? I don't know. You tell me, man.
Speaking of chibi, the Chibi Ox is on Steamforge Games right now for their squishy sale.
It's true.
And I got one, you guys. That's what's gonna convince me to actually play Butchers a lot more.
Play Butchers.
I have
They're
a
looking to
full
take your
crew of
money.
Butchers.
You're gonna
They're
have a
in
lot
the
of fun
box.
playing Butchers.
I will.
You'll have a lot of
I
fun
think-
playing Butchers because they're really bursty, and you're just gonna you're gonna feel spoiled by the kind of speed they can put out there as opposed to Brewers.
Yeah, but I just love Brewers. They're my guy. They're like my guys. I can't do Christopher Walken.
Nelson wants to know who else is on here besides me and Andrew.
It is me, Blade Wolf.
Nelson
A
don't
man
need
of
to
a
know.
thousand voices.
But yeah, man, we're just chilling.
Nah, I wouldn't be classified as the man with a thousand voices. I try. There's no success rate.
I do want to. Oh yeah, I do shitty voices all the damn time.
Me too.
Hey, wow.
but Andrew, you do the one super good voice though.
Yeah, I do. Just that one.
Like you got that one locked.
Ooh. So for the season, I have some nids that are like green with a little touch of red. Just cause. Just cause.
Just a sprinkle.
You have Christmas nids.
I do.
Yeah.
Just cause I'm that cheesy.
So Christmas.
They're festive, you guys. They're festive.
See, guys, they're so festive.
Oh my god.
Oh. Batch painting these are gonna be insane.
Batch painting. Yeah,
Yay.
that is what we are doing tonight. This is absolutely riveting stuff. You've been watching me spray the same color here for like the last 15 minutes or so.
But the pigs do need a spray. The spritz.
They do.
Watch Octave as he paints 60 Teknes models, all same color. So
But was
Sunday.
it righteous?
Sunday,
What
Sunday.
Sunday.
But was it righteous, bro?
The most righteous of pork. So do you have
Yeah, I do want to see Jose's like painted shit though. That's worth it. He can paint him however he wants. I just want to see it.
Oh yeah,
What did
Octave,
Jose
did
say?
you get the
What was that?
bombardiers?
Not yet. They're in my cart.
Okay.
I need to
Bombardiers
get
for-
those flying
for what?
pigs.
Oh, for I
You know, the
spent
pigs that
40
like to jack your
bucks
style.
just now. Oh boy.
What'd you get?
What I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
Sitting in my cart. I was like, ah, fuck it.
Okay, so the Teknes Warsmiths
Those are totes.
actually don't look too bad.
I love those. I'm telling Octave, get those.
I got those. I got
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, and he didn't like the faces, and
I'll admit to you, Andrew, I didn't think they were that cool.
Well, I just think the idea is cool.
Yeah, they're cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're cool, but I wasn't that hype over them.
Yeah.
They still kind of reminded me of golf instructors a little bit. They're a little bit golf instructor.
They are. But it's
I
just,
should whip out the tennis players then.
But that's why we don't have because I was pretty much. But that's why Shale Han, man, they got the ladies. They got the.
I'm tempted because the prices are so good, and I can make an army for $30. It's like I'm so tempted to like get some Shohan just to get the Red Willow. She
Mm-hmm.
look cool,
Mhm.
but I like
We got
Onis, but
girlfriend
I like
Shale
I don't know
like, I want one of those.
the red
boxes.
Japanesey looking Onis.
Well, Octave, don't you have 6
Yo.
extra, Lotus? Like, because you're only running 6, right?
I'm running 8 currently.
Oh, rip. Okay.
I'm
How
running
does it
8.
work?
And then, okay, I'll tell you because. Okay, I tell you. Basically, I couldn't figure out how to run them, right? Because I kept buying too many of them, and I kept trying to run them like an actual squad. And I made the joke to Matt,
Man, just broke a mini.
like the Full Metal Jacket hooker joke to Matt, right? He thought it was fucking hysterical. You got girlfriend Shalehan, and I thought about it,
I just broke.
and I was like, well, how do hookers actually behave? And I was like, okay, well, they kind of they come by, they say a little word, and then they hang out. And then if you try to run them down, then they bitch out on you. And I was like, oh shit. Because that's basically what you do with the girls, right? So I'm going to use it. I know they're going to use this, like, this dude here will be the squad leader, right? So you got squad leader here, and then you got your 4 or 5 usually you want. We'll field them in any type of scenario where you need to do an interact. Like, you need to get to the opponent's backfield. You don't want to. You're not looking to kill anything, but you're trying to interact, and you've got him out, and you run a kind of a loose formation like this, right? Boop. Good space. You're not thinking wall. Think the opposite of wall. Think cloud, right? So you run this scenario, and what models are you missing for Teknes? Oh, the Flying Pigs and the War Stomper. I forget. And some other shit. But anyway, right? So, so what happens is, let's say somebody they have like a Wall of Pelagarth, or they have an Ashman or something like that, something that relies on formation, and they want to get at you. Well, the girls actually, they all have reach, which is crazy good. So you never really engage them. You just kind of walk up and needle them, or you piss them off. But your goal isn't actually to ever win a combat. You don't give a shit if you actually kill anything. If you do, it's bonus, great. But that wasn't your intent. Your intent was just to needle them enough to try to come at you.
Okay.
And the minute they come at you, like the Pelagarth, or and they're like, "Oh, I have this many dice for attack," and they roll a single dodge, like you get a single evade. That's when these chicks really come into their light, because then they sprint for free 4 inches and they just disengage, and all of your follow-up attacks, all that other bullshit you had planned, you're out of reach for.
Yep.
And if you can get them to attack you before you actually activate, your threat range is gigantic. Because like the last game I played with Matt, he had a guy, like he had a longhorn out on the side just trying to guard, prevent me from hitting an objective, and he was just sitting out there in like an open space, and he's like, and finally he got a little bored, and he's like, okay, I had my girls right in range, and he got a little bored and went at one. Sure enough, hit the evade. I move 4, I move another 11 on my turn, and the game is over because I hit that backfield objective. Like, it's weird. Like you'll run a small squad like that, but you only ultimately need one of them to make it out of there and evade at the right moment, or you run them with the shielded Tailfawn and you have backlash just like everybody else does. So they're super cool. You run them like you run them like out in a pocket, and your opponent has to decide, okay, I want to prevent them from hitting an objective, but they don't. Most opponents won't have of trying to like track every one of these last girls by themselves, because that's eventually what's going to happen. Is they're all going to scatter out in space, and then you're going to have to figure out, okay, what do I do about that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't shade this guy, did I? Oh no, I did. Kind of. Didn't do the best job. No, I didn't. Let's do it.
Oh, I'm in a mini.
But yeah,
giant
that's
league
kind of how
now.
you run them. You run them. They're like matadors essentially. You throw them in there, you troll somebody, they come at you, and then suddenly like you're like halfway across the board.
I see.
So they're really slippery. Or okay, the robots. You're missing robots. I have the worst. I ordered the Warsmiths. I did order a box of the Adeni or whatever they're called, the killer babies.
Yep.
Oh,
So I did get those.
God, no. Oh.
Trust me, I've watched games where people use those babies, and those babies are jerks.
The babies.
Not a fan.
Teknes is they're my backup army, so I am planning on kind of running weird shit with them.
I'm so tempted to get the Iron Lotus in the character box, because I don't think I got the character box.
They're good, but if you're not taking scenarios where you have to interact with objectives or other models, they're not great. That's like the one thing that they do that's amazing, is their ability to get you downfield and interact with stuff. Is amazing. And the reach is nice too, though. Like I said, if you want to harass Pelagarth, or you want to harass even individual Ashmen, because the Ashmen are going to be like, oh, I get duelist and I get to riposte, and you're like, no, you're not. You don't, because I have reach.
Yeah.
I missed, but I'm scot-free. You're still going to have to come get me. The downside is they are as squishy as Zeti War Dancers. They have basically the same defense chart, so they will die quickly. And they have a cool Inspire too.
They could still be useful though.
Another one of cool minis games I've been looking at is are they the ones that do Rum and Bone?
Yes.
Yes.
They are.
I was looking at that because there's not a lot of pirate stuff.
Me Hardy. Is Jose wrong?
I did that for him.
Yeah, Jose is here. He's gonna be mad. Do it.
Yes, the killer babies are hilarious.
They are.
Oh hi.
Oh hi, Mark.
Oh hi, me hearties.
Oh hi.
Just
Mark.
combine it.
Oh hi.
I can imagine Jose grinding his teeth right now, listening to that.
Probably.
Oh,
Oh,
Octave,
hi.
are you gonna get the moose guy for Teknes?
The what?
The big moose.
Oh, I have the big moose guy. He's right here.
Let me pull up this.
This
screen
dude,
real
the
quick.
mighty Tor.
I gotta pull
That
up
guy?
this- Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
paint
that
him
guy.
at some point. He's, you know, what's annoying about him is his little weapon here is in two pieces, and it doesn't really get any straighter than that.
Oh.
Huh.
Little thing to it. It's so annoying. But I have for the Adani, I do have their rank 2 leader, the Samurai Baby Boss,
Uh-huh.
and we'll break him out at some point.
Samurai. Baby.
Samurai Baby. Fuck me, Hardee's and Mark. He's so mad.
Oh hi, Mark.
But then there's like,
Hi, doggy.
but then there's Pigzilla for Teknes, the Forge Titan.
Oh yeah, that big thing. That thing is hilarious.
Wait,
Why does it have like
so
a
veiny.
flattest head?
Yeah. I think you should get
Goritzy
that.
has a BDSM.
Oh, I don't have the cage. I did not get that either. I did not. Oh hi, Jose. I did not order it. I did not.
Oh, with Goritzy, it depends on which portion of the faction you're looking for on the...
No, Kevin, I didn't get
Andrew.
War Stompers or Cage. I didn't get either one of those.
Andrew, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh,
What would
yeah.
you field with the Domini Mesmer unit?
Oh, I was going to run that unit, but I was like, the thralls look so dumb.
I know,
I
you
would
could probably
field it
get
just
better
because
thralls.
and I do everything in black leather.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can. Because like, they're actually really strong because they could force people to like move. Like,
Yeah.
and in this game, that's huge. Like, you could be like, "Oh, hi, leader." In fact, I kind of want to get him just so I could do Octave's tactic of, "You got girlfriend, Louisa?" But the thralls look really dumb.
Hey you. You
Hey,
got
you.
girlfriend?
Yeah, but I mean, the thralls are actually pretty beefy in combat, if I'm honest. So, and they don't count towards morale, so they're just like free models. They're ridiculous. Yeah. So I mean, like, they're a great unit. I just don't play them, so I wouldn't know what to tell you besides like field another unit because their main focus is about moving people.
I'd probably field vampire. I'd probably just go all vampires.
But vampires are squishy, so make sure
Vampire.
your specialists are like tanky or like very scalpel. So you could take out their leaders and have the vampire chicks just clean up. Because if a full unit G activates on your unit of vampires and they get the alpha charge, like the enemy does on your vamp, oh yeah, they're dead. Period.
They're
So, like,
dead.
you have to make sure that you're getting your war dancers in first and that your opponent can't retaliate. So yeah.
Who do you like? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, that was it.
I was gonna ask, who do you like as your leader for Goritzy? Who do you like to run?
Oh, that is, man. I liked Hestra Nostril as my leader, but I'm starting to think like I might want to do something else just because I'm trying out a lot of weird stuff with like Goritzy, and I'm thinking I want to do Lord Hog.
Yes, thanks, Kevin.
Just because like that guy's so tanky, so ridiculously tanky, and just being able to like activate a bunch of Raven Scar and do silly things sounds funny. But if I'm playing like a serious,
You never see Ravenscar. You never see people fielding
They're
that too,
actually
which is
pretty
cool.
good.
They're actually good. But if I'm playing a serious game, it would be Hestra, because my alpha only needs to
Just 'cause
activate
of-
a few skirmishes at a time.
See, the funny thing is, I like Ravenscar. I just don't want to be painting humans again. At least not for right now.
That's
But
fair.
vampires are like pretty human looking, you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
But they have cone hats.
Yeah.
but like as of right now, I've been like avoiding the human situation unless it's Guild Ball. I mean, that's the only time that I'm like human skin. Here we go.
Yeah, Ravenscar are pretty dope though, because they could they could basically conga line the enemy leader into Lord Hob, and Lord Hob's like, "Oh, hello."
Which is dirty.
Yeah, because like no one. I'm gonna be real right now. I don't think any leader can 1v1 Lord Hob unless you're
No.
like super lucky. Because anything with endurance 2 and 3 wounds, which I think there's like 2 things out there with that, right, is ridiculous. And he's got Sunder, he's got Precision, he's got Counter Attack, like he's got
Very nice.
Critical Blow, he's got Evasion. Like, and here's the thing: when this model engages an enemy, it must make a will check. On a success, all enemies in contact lose evasion, defensive expertise, and defensive mastery. So this boy's like, "Oh, you're
Oh,
cool
shit.
I take that away and just doinks them on the head with his."
Dang.
Mhm.
So he does
Oh my
have
God.
girlfriend Shalehan.
He does. He's ridiculous.
Too real. Dial it down. Kevin's saying. Because he does have girlfriend Shalehan.
Oh,
He got girlfriend. Actually, as it turns out, like, fuck.
actually, milady, I hate to tip my fedora.
Lady, would you care if I hit off this vape?
But yeah, like Ravenscar is actually a pretty tough team.
Yeah, the one thing that's like kind of sad about them is they only get 1 attack each.
Yeah.
But if you're using them for that cast aside special ability, boy, and you get it off, then you could just surgically pick away at their unit after their leader's gone. So
They're basically an Alpha Strike team.
yeah, that is like Garitzi's like thing is we're going to get to you first, and we're gonna hopefully kill you, or else we're dead.
Yep.
That's basically like all they got. I mean, the wolves are definitely a lot tankier, and they're about just as fast, if not a little faster, and that's why people like always want wolves. But
Yeah.
I'm the odd man out. I do the girls, man. Gotta do it.
The grills.
Gotta do it.
The rails. The rails. But yeah, I mean,
I
like,
do the
I
girl.
even give the vampires props because they get into some shenanigan type stuff and clear away certain areas.
Yeah, I like the fact that you could hop over enemies. Like,
Yep.
if you really need to do like something cool, you could do it.
Running
So,
blunders.
yeah, I do appreciate, like, that's why I run a 50-50. Like, I would not suggest ever running full vampires, just because like you need a little bit of meat to take some damage.
Yeah.
So like my army is a 1-2 punch. So it'll be like, oh, my vampires either go in and then my wolves clean up, or it's the exact opposite, depending on like
Yeah.
So, and then obviously like my specialists are just there to do like dirty things.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, if you are looking at Garitzi, you should take a look at pull them up. They're the executioners. Let me see if I can find them.
Yeah, I think I picked those up the last time that we talked.
Yeah, those are baller. Those are ridiculously cool. I like them a lot. Because it's like you're critting on 9 and a 10, and when a target's already damaged, you're critting them on like, I think it's, let me see, 2+? Oh, wow. So if a target's already damaged, your crits are on 7-ups. That's
nice.
Wow.
7 or 8-ups. It's one of those. Because it says this character gains critical blow +2, and it has critical blow 1. So that becomes critical blow 3, which means 9, 8, and 7. So yeah, 7-ups.
Nice.
That's ridiculous. And they have an aura which subtracts the enemy's attacks by 1 to a minimum of 1. So it's
Ooh.
like, yeah,
That's pretty
Ooh.
rough.
they're disgusting. And whenever they kill a model with a crit, they heal 1 for free, and they have 3 wounds. And they toggled the aura that I was talking about, -3 move, -1 attack, for free if they kill someone with a crit. These guys are definitely really strong. And then the Raven Alpha, I like a lot as well, just because, like, again, ridiculous movement
Mhm.
capabilities. Like, oh yeah, you wanted your leader to group activate? No, your leader's all the way over here now. Can't do that.
Yep.
So. But yeah,
Doo-doo-doo.
I play a lot of armies very weirdly. Like, I don't run the standard format.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing not to run the standard format, you know?
Yeah, add some flavor.
Because otherwise you just see the same cookie cutter, you know, setup all the time.
That was an issue with Wrath of Kings, like the first year it was out.
Yeah.
We didn't have a choice. You didn't have a choice. That's all you had. You only had whatever was in the starter, and if you're lucky, you back the Kickstarter and you have a couple extra stuff.
Uh-huh.
That's all good. But now it's good. They have all the different the armies are just starting to open up for me.
Yeah.
I'm used to. I can expect what's in the starters because I've played against that, but now we're starting to see all the new units and stuff.
Yeah.
Man,
That's
the
pretty
units
exciting.
are dope.
I never understood the appeal for the weird blood engine, though.
It's pretty dope though. The blood engine is like really cool. But I prefer the Duke over the blood engine, if I'm honest.
Yeah. It just looks like a bag of meat.
Yeah, but that's what it is. Like that is what it is.
That is the appeal.
Bag of meat.
Some people just need that meat, you know what I'm saying? They just gotta make their
Some
summer trip
people
to
want
Thailand.
it, and some people need to beat it.
Apparently.
They just gotta make their summer trip to Thailand, man. Every once in a while, you gotta get it.
They gotta back that Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Here I go. What could possibly go wrong, you guys?
Oh,
This is gonna be
Lord.
perfect.
Like, as much as there's, like, stuff where it's like, oh yeah, Thailand sounds like a nice place. It's like, no, get me on a boat with a dude that's like, we're gonna take you to the better portions of Thailand that do not include the city life that's gonna be weird for you.
Yeah.
I want to go to Thailand. Well, Kevin's from Thailand. I want to go to Thailand with Kevin, man. Kevin would show us what's up.
Yeah, you have to
Right,
go with
man.
someone who knows what's up. Like,
Exactly.
You can't get off the plane and be like,
I wonder where the fish is frying. It's like, no.
He tried to get me a copy of Sony Vegas so I could do like my video editing and all that stuff. $4 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
But it did. Unfortunately, it didn't. It had something on it. Like my computer kept rejecting the disc. But it's okay. I appreciate the effort.
It's like there's something dirty on here. Don't use it.
That's starter for the Goritzi army, but I didn't get the blood engine because it looked horrible.
Oh.
Stanislav is producing my Kickstarter video. Stanislav is going to be a on the show. Peace, love. Let me tell you what, guys. I will make miniature gaming for you.
Yeah,
Let me show
every
you how
once in a
it
while
is
I
done.
keep on going through like, the character rule stuff for each army in order to see what they do, what they can't do. Try to figure out how can I push the limit on certain characters.
Yeah, but I think where this game really sings though is in the characters and like the specialists, because that's where like the fun happens. Because your infantry can be fighting my infantry all day and night, but where it really happens is like with those specialist things
Yep.
or those special like leaders. But that's just me.
No, it's a very true statement because I mean, there's certain characters that you look at and you're just like, is this thing really going to be all that it's worth, or is it going to be like a certain instant type situation?
Yeah, like
Mhm.
is it very situational or not? I see
Oh,
where you're coming from.
Congo's back.
Yeah.
His router died.
I mean, like the Rampager,
Welcome back.
the Gorbel, the Rampager, like he looks situational.
Hmm.
I know most people would probably look at that 5 HP thing and be like, "Oh, well, he's definitely one to put on the field." It's like, maybe.
Yeah.
Like there's other models that may be better. I will say that I do like the ability of the alpha of just like putting characters behind him.
Yeah. Wait, which alpha is this? The Raven, the flying one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's good if you want to like Garizzi has a lot of assassination pieces. So like
Yeah.
you could point at a model and be like, yeah, that's gonna die. And I would believe you. If you were playing Garizzi and you straight up like had the Dragon Slayer, which is also an amazing piece if you can get it. And you just said, yeah, that character is gonna die probably first turn. I'd be like, yeah, that's right. That's about right. As long as you don't whiff, like, yeah, that my leader probably is dead if I don't position it
I used to
correctly.
whiff a lot with the Dragon Slayer, but that's just
Yeah.
me. You guys know how I roll dice. I'm not like, don't go off of my experiences with that.
I think half of the time my problem is that like certain characters where I'm like, oh, this is such a cool model, it should work pretty well. Yeah, no.
Mhm.
Because when I was like doing the demo for like the Scourge Hound, ooh, she was whiffing all over the place. I'm like, you're supposed to be the assassin in this entire situation. That bounding flourish is supposed to put people away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she was just like, nope. Whoopsie.
Let's see.
Doing pretty well with the
model is the Bloodchild.
pizza.
That's a really cool one. That I like. Some of these models are bald, and I just green stuff hair onto them to like.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Like my Alana Heska has like long flowing hair, and I'm like very tempted to turn her swords into like two guitars and just make her like a rock star.
Actually, one of my models from the 2-player starter box didn't come with the proper portion of it, so I actually had to green stuff like the entire section of it.
Oh.
Yeah, one of my galvanic defenders has that issue.
Is it? I know it's one of you.
Well,
but yeah, it was like missing like the proper neck piece and whatnot. And I had to go in there and green stuff everything. I think it was my what you call it guy. The guy with the Ankh weapon.
Which one is this?
Goritzi. The shield breaker. It was missing a certain portion of its neck.
Huh.
So I had to like green stuff the entire portion into it. Because they gave me doubles of one neck versus another.
I did notice they do
And
that
Nick.
on occasion.
I know, because someone was like sleeping on the job, putting stuff together.
I fixed my internet.
Nice.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
But yeah, that kind of made me sad when I was like putting the stuff together, and I'm like, this is the wrong neck piece. They literally gave me the wrong neck.
No net.
So yeah, he's a special armor cracker.
Those guys are dope. I really like them. I think you should field two if you can, and you should.
Shield breakers, yes.
Yeah,
Shield
they're
breakers
dope.
are
They're
really
so
good.
Cool.
They do look like the type of guys that would give people a bad day.
They're just once they get stuck in, they're disgusting to deal with because like you just can't get rid of them, and sometimes you just can't even attack.
Yeah.
So they are really good if you're fighting someone like who has a bunch of things that like Ashman, basically.
All the Ashmen. Yeah, they gave me two what you call it heads? The alpha heads. Instead of a shield cracker head.
Oh.
So that was like a fun little situation where it's like, well, I guess I'm breaking out the green stuff. Because I wasn't going to be like, hey, Amazon, you gave me the wrong box.
Back.
Wait, they gave you the totally like wrong box?
Nah, they just gave
Wrong
me
head.
a wrong piece inside of the box, so...
Oh, then when you would contact Simon over that.
You would
that's a
still go through.
mispack.
Cool, yeah, you would still go to Cool Mini.
Yeah, but I was a bit lazy when it came to that, and I was like, whatever, I'll just take care of it on my own.
Okay.
It's happened to me
I do that.
before.
I don't want to wait for. Yeah, you don't want to wait for whatever to answer your email, and you're like, I got shit in my Bitbox. I might as well just use it.
Yeah, I think the only time that I've ever done something like that is with Privateer Press, and they're like, here's the thing. I'm like, thanks, guys.
Yeah, I mean, some
Steamforge is
companies
really
will
good
send
on
you
that,
just a
though.
brand new thing.
Yeah, Steamforge done that to me. And they did it to Kevin too. Remember when we won the Chibi Shark and it was missing a leg? He contacted them and they said, yeah, we'll just send you an entire new one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice!
I know, that's like the
I figured that's what
part
they would
about
do.
them.
I really
shoot.
do like Steamforged a lot. They do the good things.
Yeah, you lose a part, they're like, here's the entire thing.
And they'll send it from England, so you know that shit ain't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what impressed me the most. I was like, this came from the Britain.
Plus the fact that once their game got popular, they reduced the prices.
Yeah, I was like,
like, what the hell? That's amazing. Batman stuff, the old metal kits were missing stuff all the time. The Harley, the old metal Harley starter, always had weird shit in it. Like, end up like fixing something in that kit.
it's like, but I made it beautiful. Did you not?
Beautiful.
I made it beautiful. Did you not?
Beautiful.
Make it beautiful?
What are you doing?
Although, I will say, if it's missing parts to like certain people, it's not a big deal because it's like, yeah, just green stuff in and sculpt something different onto it. I was gonna do that anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I barely get mad at those situations nowadays. It's like, green stuff.
Dang. I might actually have to pick up a paintbrush here in a minute. So much work.
Back in
Shaquille's.
June, I had a mispack Infinity kit, and I emailed CB, and like I guess I emailed them like right as like start of their business day or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got back same day, and they're like, "This is your shipping number."
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they get on it, then it's a pretty decent company to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so there was one Kickstarter that I was gonna back, but something told me don't do it, and I'm kind of glad I never did.
What?
Was it send Kevin to Thailand? No.
No. It was a Warriors tabletop game.
Warriors.
Oh, I
Warriors
I saw that
Warriors.
And I looked
Warriors
at it and I
from the
kept
movie.
on. Yeah.
Okay, it was legit.
Yeah.
I looked at that thing multiple times and I was like, maybe I should back it and all this type of stuff. And then later on, I didn't, for like 2 years, I didn't see anything about it or what happened with it. So, of course, I got curious and decided to do a little sleuthing. Apparently, the person that was running the Kickstarter decided that he was just going to cancel it. So he gave all the money back to the people previous. I was like, I really wanted the game to happen, but
Well, I mean,
that's fine,
What is it?
But yeah, it made me sad a little bit that it didn't happen, but yeah, at the same time, I was kind of relieved that I didn't put any money into it.
For real.
Yeah, that's another thing about Kickstarter is that shit cannot happen sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Or people will take the money and run.
Yeah, that is also true.
Oh, there's been companies that have done that before.
To me, with the Bruce Lee game, where they just didn't fulfill the rest of it. They're like, "Here's your game. Now I'm gonna do fat rails of cocaine in Colombia."
I know.
And they never came back.
They went to Thailand right after.
They went to Thailand.
Octave, I think I've seen like probably 2 of those boxes over at Eddie's. Just sitting there, and I'm just kind of like, there's 2 Bruce Lee games here that they're really trying to sell away. It may happen.
Who was that the other night telling me that people at CQ were buying up that game?
What game?
The Bruce Lee game.
They're really buying the game.
I'm not sure.
It's like, don't do it, no.
Is it
Somebody
a bad
was
game?
telling me that the other night. No, it's a boring game. It's not a very good game.
Well, and I guess that
So
would be
much
a bad
regret.
game if it's boring.
The guys running it were crooks also, so there you got that too.
Mm-hmm. There's gonna be so much regret afterwards.
Yeah.
So much shame.
There will be much wailing and gnashing of tears. Wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, teeth.
As they dry their tears.
Oh.
Anytime I can talk about the gnashing of teeth in Dice House Fullerton. Okay, good.
Okay.
Because CQ, you could reasonably make an argument that I had something to do with that.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It was
Oh, it was
not.
on the 50% off table? It was not.
I think most of the stuff is on the 50% off table, but at the same time, too, would you really buy it for 50% off?
I really like.
I would. Yeah. I was warned specifically not to back that Kickstarter, but I'm like, yeah, but it's Bruce Lee.
We had one in the 70% off section over at Addie's. I was like, huh. So this is the game that Octave was warning me about.
Don't get this game. We tried the game. I've tried the game with Jose. And Jose was like, dude, this game is really not good. It's not good. And I'm like, no. I was like, not trying to resist. I'm like, no, it's good. It's kind of good. And then like a year later, I'm like, okay, me and Dizzy are gonna play this game because we'll play anything and it'll be good. That was the thinking. So we tried playing it, and I asked her afterwards, well, what'd you think? And she was just sort of like really diplomatic about it. Well, it was okay. I'm like, the combat system sucks, doesn't it? And she's like, yeah, it does suck.
Needs to be on that 90% off table.
And then I came up with a means for making the game better, but we just were motivated to try it. Basically, you just changed the combat system out for Ninja All-Stars.
It's
You have
one
a
of
more interesting Kung Fu style game.
Is it one of those games that you just want to put under the earth and never speak of ever again?
The game, yes. The minis I like, though.
Yeah, the minis are
minis are
fine,
pretty
but I'm
nice.
talking about the game itself.
Yeah, the game is bad. The game is categorically bad.
Oh God!
Like
Like,
it's one of the worst. It's one of the worst board games I think I've ever played.
like, I think if someone actually spent the time, wrote out some rules for like each one of the characters, and like remade the game, it probably would fare a lot better.
No, yeah, I would go with Aliens. You know, it's safest to just blast off and nuke the psych from orbit, to be sure. Like don't
Look back.
don't even give it a chance. Like start entirely over.
We starting over.
Oh, dear gosh.
That'll be my Kickstarter. We'll just see. Even Jose's like, that's the worst board game I've played.
We starting over.
I gotta think if it is the worst. Like right now, it would be hard to convince me otherwise that it wasn't the worst. I might have played a worse board game. I'm just not really clearly right now.
Yeah.
There's you.
Thank you.
Doing a weird job shading these blades. Yeah, what is the worst board game I've ever played? I gotta think about this. I mean, for sure it's in the running, and it may actually be. I might just say, yeah, that is actually the worst board game I've ever played. But I don't know. I have to think about it. I guess there.
Worst board game I've ever played. That's actually tough. Because I don't think that I've come across a game where I was just like, you know what? I'm done. Bye.
I'm trying to decide.
Oh.
Worst board game I played?
Iron Company.
Have you ever like rage quit a miniatures game? Like, if this game is too bad, I'm not going to continue to play it.
Iron Company.
I've never rage quit a miniatures game. Thought about it, possibly, but never did. And the only reason why I never did is because I like the game a lot. And it's gonna sound sad. The only time that I've actually felt like wanting to rage quit was when I was playing against a person that was like exploiting all the possibilities of stuff in the Masons team to a high regard.
Oh yeah, Mason's.
Oh wow.
Like there was some stuff that was kind of shady too that he did, where it's just kind of like, I'm just gonna let it go because he's probably new. But yeah, at the same time too, it's just kind of like, no, there's some bullshittery going on right now.
Oh dang.
And
so
like
you
I
were
said,
playing against me.
I love the no, it wasn't against Jesus. You're like the most fair person that you could possibly play
Paranoia
against.
of the board game. Huh. I never heard of Paranoia. Interesting. So now I know never to try it.
Octave, I'm gonna send you a picture of Tyranids just to make you upset.
No, do it.
There you go.
Do it. Except it's all the way. Oh wait, no. Here I can look at it from here. From here.
Oh,
just
I know
batch
which
paint the
game.
shit out of those.
From far away, it looks like food.
Oh,
Oh, there it is.
I go for the sushi.
I know which game
Cool.
that I actually had a problem with,
Very cool.
but I think it was more towards the people that I was
They look
playing
righteous,
with
brother.
rather than the
Yeah.
game.
Thanks. Let me take a hit.
Oh
From
yeah,
that.
But-
what's that?
So what game was this?
Have you ever heard of the game Bang?
Oh yeah,
I
I
have.
played Bang before. Yeah.
Yeah. Playing Bang
Game.
in a... This was like... Okay, because like my college actually ended up making a board game club.
Okay.
Like tabletop and board game type club. It's officially like 7 years old now.
Wow.
So relatively new. But of course the people that were playing Bang, a few of the people I just was not fond of because they would do like some underhanded stuff with the game, and you're just kind of like trying to enjoy yourself because it's Friday. You want to have fun, but it's not turning into a fun time. It's turning into I can't trust this person at all.
Really?
Yeah, because
Bang.
they would try
I
to
guess if
like
you're gonna, I mean,
like
Okay.
for example, if you were the bad guy like in the game and
mhm.
you're trying to keep it secret as much as possible, and they're just kind of like, oh well, I don't know, maybe Sean isn't who he says that he is, and it's just kind of like, really we're gonna pull this type of shade. So half of the time it's like everyone's like, well, the high possibility Sean is the guy in the situation. It's like no one's supposed to know.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, Bang is one of those games where it's like you have to have the right group of people that are willing to play the game
yeah.
as it's a game.
Yeah, that's definitely more
Versus-
social.
versus like just destroying the fact that, oh, I'm the bad guy. There's no more mystery in the game. It's just kind of like, well, cat's out of the bag, I guess. So yeah, certain board games will do that to you.
hmm There's so many. Wow. I'm actually impressed. I still have not picked up a paintbrush yet.
Nice.
Still doing this. Gonna color block so hard that there's gonna be nothing left to actually paint. Here, like for some people, they can say, just paint the black around the lip here and go, yeah, I'll put that on the board. But not too bad.
See, I don't know how to color block the same way that other people do, so I'm like forced to hand paint. Like I will start with the airbrush gun, and then I will just go into like hand painting.
Like the rate this is going, I'm tempted to paint the eyes with my fucking airbrush at this point. But now.
Yeah, I'm just a filthy normie, and I paint with the brush and do like 2 colors or 3 colors. I'm like, shit, that's good, and I put it on the board. I'm a filthy normie like that.
Yeah. No, but that's not bad though, because you play, you're anxious to get them on the board. A couple of good colors on them. They look good on mass. That's like, what more can you ask for, dude? Not a lot of people, especially 40K. Like it takes people years to finish their armies.
Yeah,
It takes them a long time.
Was surprised at the tournament. I think I only saw 1 fully painted force. No, 2 or 3 out of like 12 guys.
Yeah.
Getting it all.
Yeah.
And you have to like blindly trust people that they're telling you the truth about their characters.
Oh yeah, my name is Lord Gilliman. His character does. I win.
This is Reboot Gullyman 69 from Facebook. I messaged you earlier.
Girly, man.
It's like, sweet, I killed your captain. No, my captain's over there. What?
Nah, bruh. Wrong one, bruh.
Like, why you gotta play with my feels, man?
Comic Plus is pretty good about it. They're like, you print out. You have to print out your list. You have to like say which one's which, and you can't pull them. So it's more difficult to pull sneaky shit out.
This is the reason why I ended up playing orcs. You know who's the big bad in that entire group. You know who my war boss is. Like, how much dumb stuff does he have on his body? That's the war boss.
Tribe painted a Carnifex and 11 Devourer Gaunts in about 3 hours. That's not bad. I think I could finish this army in like a weekend if I really tried hard.
Nice.
Dope.
Now, this is a question that I usually throw to most people. Is it easier to paint the one big individual miniature that has intricate parts, or like a 10-man squad?
I can paint due to the nature of the scheme I picked for like Space Marines back when I was like, super. I'm all Space Marines. Was Raven Guard,
Space
so I
Marines.
could get 10 basic guys done in
Reboot
like 5
Gullyman
minutes.
69.
Nice.
If I was really lazy, spray them black. A really quick light coat so you couldn't really tell it's primer, and then it's like a highlight, and then red trim around this one shoulder pad. Okay, done.
Yeah, my
See?
mids are really simple too. It's use primer and like this bone color. You paint the carapace and then go for it.
I know there's like colored primers and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, you need to try it. It'll help you with like I don't know, like they make gold colored
Oh,
primer,
yeah, I
and right now
remember.
for 40K my side project because I'm like super Eden's like my thing. I'm doing Sisters of Silence and Custodes because I can buy a handful of packs and be like, oh, this is my 1,000-point army. They're gold and they make gold spray and you can spray it. But I'm like, no, I can't do it that way. It's gotta be actual paint as the layer.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I do like a bone primer and then I hit it with a blue wash to give it that Hydra color. And then I do the carapace in green just because I thought that'd be like a cool
Pretty cool.
from the blue to green.
I'm trying to. I can kind of visualize. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and some of them they have red adrenal glands, so I just be like, the Christmas gaunts, buddy. That's what you're playing against.
Christmas gun.
Merry Christmas.
I'm very
To me.
tempted because
Right.
I'm eating you.
with one eye. I want him to have like just in one of his like crushing claws a giant bag.
You should get this. You should make the Swarm Lord and give him a Santa hat.
I do have the Swarm Lord actually, and like I would not be against green stuffing him a Santa hat. I would not be against green stuffing old One Eye a Santa hat.
Nice.
Actually, I do have some green stuff right here. Just so I could troll. I mean, like that's what I bought the Tyranid armies to have fun, not to like power game. So
yeah,
like I want to just
even though they're really strong right now.
They are. I just want to roll up to the tournament and be like, yeah,
High Fleet Krampus.
That's high fleet. Yeah, that's high fleet Krampus. Be prepared to get fucked. You've been very bad this year.
Merry Christmas to me.
Yeah, you've been a very bad boy this year. You're not winning this tournament.
Bad boy.
I'm
So
here to
bad.
prevent you from winning
So
this
bad.
tournament. I'm gonna
That'd be terrible.
It would
Oh.
be terrible.
Merry
But then
Christmas.
again,
I
there
destroyed your
are
hopes
some
and
people
dreams.
that's their like entire goal. Like who's the person that would normally place first? Okay, put me up against that guy. I'm gonna make his life a living.
Yeah, there are people that go to tournaments and they bring like the anti-meta list. They suck it up the whole tournament because you can't win against the generalist because you're specifically geared to fight this one list. But when you get to that one guy, you're like freaking table him and you're like ah.
Yeah, basically you're the Krampus of their entire like win streak.
It's
Yeah,
like
well, be
it's like
prepared.
kryptonite. Useless against everybody but Superman.
Oh, I mean, cancer's a thing.
Well, oh dang.
You
Oh,
know what I
damn.
meant.
Yeah. Let's see. High Fleet Krampus. Yeah, that's. I would not be against that because I run. They do kind of look Krampusy if you
Mhm.
look at the old One Eye, because I actually have the metal old One Eye sculpt.
See,
Yeah.
I know that I'm not gonna end up using like Brenos the Elder Horn for hordes, but he would be an easy modification for Krampus.
No.
Krampus.
Yeah, I bought Grimkin models just to have for D&D. That's like the sole reason I bought them. I'm like, these would be dope for a D&D event.
Oh, I wouldn't blame you on that. They honestly looked amazing, especially if you want to do like horror themed D&D.
Yeah, that's like my
Right?
shit. I love doing horror D&D because like what you do is
I like doing horror D&D.
oh,
Oh,
The horrors.
what?
oh yeah, I love horrors. I love
Yeah,
horror.
yeah. Good idea.
But it's like what you do is you set up a cityscape and then you take a directional die from that no longer exists from GW. And you have guards that roam the streets based on where the directional die goes and how far you roll on the D6. And then you have lights that you could turn on and off within the city.
Yeah.
And the thing is, these are actual, like, those candle lights that you see at like all the bars and restaurants that like flicker and stuff. That's actually the lights you use, and you play in the dark.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and like
What?
exactly, it's so much fun. Like,
Alrighty, gentlemen. Well, it is midnight,
yeah, I got
so I gotta get rolling.
Yep.
But
Night.
this was cool. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out. You can see there's a lot of piggies that actually, like, man, if I lower my head and like buckle down, these could be all done tomorrow night.
They actually
These
look
could
pretty
all
good.
be- Like I said, I mean, I'll take a picture and post it, but like for some people, like this is good. Like they'll all just feel it like that. And you're good. But yeah, they move along pretty well. So, all right. So with that, we're gonna call this to a close. Want to thank everybody for watching. Catch you on the next one.
All right, not good.
Night, everybody.